Ako si Jewel Bermilio, 22 years old, libero, team captain ng San Sebastian Lady Knights. Sinabi ng team captain ako parang, yung pressure sa akin kasi ina-expect ni coach ako yung magagawa. Pag nakarating po kami ng Final Four, saka po namin i-goal yung championship po.
Hello po, I'm Alia Grace Daisong, 21 years old from Ormoc City, libero of Arellano University Lady Chiefs. Yung laban po namin ngayon, hindi lang po namin laban din po ng mga ates namin na yun nga, pinaghirapan po yung title na to. So, kailangan po namin i-defend talaga. Lalamangan pa po namin yung performance nung last season na hindi nga po natapos.
Hi, I'm Wela Mertega, 22 years old from the Mapua Lady Cardinals.
Doon po sa Cebu, para ang lawak na po ng narating ng volleyball po. Tsaka sobrang dami din po na-inspire sa Cebu na gusto din na lang mag-volleyball. Kaya ayun.
Magandang umaga mga NCAA fans! Alam nyo, sobrang excited ako sa araw na ito dahil ngayon ang opening ng volleyball tournament dito sa Paco Arena.
Nandito pa rin po tayo sa loob ng Paco Arena as we continue our Father's Day coverage dito sa NCAA Season 97 Stronger Together, buo ang puso. At pagkatapos magtagumpay ng Mapua Lady Cardinals kontra sa JRU Lady Bombers sa ating unang match, ngayon naman ating mapapanood ang isang kupunan na hinahanap pa rin ang kanilang unang panalo ngayong torneo as the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Lady Knights take on the only unbeaten team in the tournament as of the moment, the College of St. Benilde Lady Blazers. This is all seen live on GTV and worldwide via GMA Pinoy TV and GMA News TV International. And of course, meron din po tayong live streaming sa gmanetwork.com, sa NCAA Philippines website, and of course, on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Mabuhay Pilipinas and hello mga kapuso. Happy Father's Day once again. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Anton Rojas, reunited with, I'm not sure, you know what? I think I'm gonna say it, the 5-set queen, Michelle Gumavo.
As of now, that's the 5-set queen.
As of now, we welcomed you back to our coverage last Wednesday. We had a great match between San Sebastian and Mapua. Nakita natin, MG, yung epekto ng laro na yon because San Sebastian, nabuhayan sila after that heartbreaking defeat. They swept the defending champions Arellano yesterday at ito namang Mapua, nagpatuloy yung kanilang wins. They are now back-to-back. They have now won back-to-back wins and CSB is the only unbeaten team.
Tama ka dyan, Anton. Sabi ng mga ibang team sa NCAA, parang maganda yung 5 sets, no? Pampatibay ng loob ang 5 sets, eh. Parang nakita nila after nung laro ng dalawang koponan na yon. Gusto na rin daw nila.
So let's see our team standings right now para mas malinaw yung ating picture at sitwasyon para sa ating mga koponan dito sa ating single round robin.
Nabanggit mo nga, Anton, CSB is still securing their #1 spot, still undefeated. Ang daming magkakapantay ngayon. There's JRU, San Sebastian, we have Lyceum Arellano, and Mapua at 2-1. And you mentioned also earlier our Letran Lady Knights still looking for their first win. Makukuha nga ba nila yan ngayon, Anton? Or will CSB still remain undefeated after today's game?
Alam mo, sobrang nagbago yung kultura ng CSB Lady Blazers nang pumasok si Coach Jerry. We all know about his success in the high school ranks with Hope Christian High School. A lot of players na kanyang dinevelop. Ngayon naman, he's building this winning culture at St. Benilde and they have looked good. Even in season 95, they were 7-0.
Yeah.
Hindi pa sila nakakatikim ng pagkatalo sa NCAA volleyball in more than 3 years already to be exact. And they have not dropped a set here in NCAA season 97.
And alam mo, Anton, yung trend ng laro ng CSB, hindi sila nag-relax, hindi rin sila yung nagiging kumpiyansa. And that's why they haven't dropped a set. And even in that last game versus Lyceum University, if nakita natin yung numbers, medyo dumikit ang Lyceum nung first set. Pero dung second and third set, CSB really dominated. Actually, Anton, that is our only single-digit set as of now in NCAA Season 97, 25-8. And in the third set, they really finished that out strong. They dominated in blocks, in serves, and also in their spiking. And ang nakagawa nilang maganda nung pangalawang game nila, Anton, is yung errors nila. From 19 errors nung first game, na-manage pa nilang babaan yun to 14 errors in that game versus Lyceum.
Alam mo, Michelle, yung nakakatakot pa dito, if you are an opponent of CSB, wala pa tayo nakikitang player na talagang nagdo-dominate, unlike yung mga Jaja Tulang ng LPU na gumawa ng 20 points, yung mga Rayan Cañete, also almost 20 points. No player here at CSB has stood out, and it's because of the collective effort na pinapakita ng bawat manlalaro sa kupunan ni Coach Jerry.
At yan, Anton, ang mas mahirap bantayan. Yung hindi mo alam kung sino yung go-to, hindi mo alam kung sino yung most likely na pupuntahan ng bola. Dahil lahat sila kayang pumalo. Frontline, backline, it's really a team effort for CSB. Kaya naman ngayon, kung gusto talaga ng ating kupunan ng San Juan de Letran na makuha ang kanilang unang panalo, kailangan mabasa agad nila sa first set pa lang, Anton, ang laro at galaw ng ating Lady Blazers.
Kasi itong Lady Blazers may Micah Go na gumawa ng 10 points kontra LPU. Gail Pascual, napakalupit din na spiker. She also had 10 points against LPU. Pero itong si Jade Gentapa, grabe yung pinakita. Team high, 11 points, 2 service aces, another player to worry about if you are a fan of the Letran Lady Knights.
She had 11 points in that game. She is our outside hitter with my jersey number as well. Magkapareho kami ni
Oo
Jay
nga
Gantapa,
pala, no?
number 7. And hindi lang talaga siya ang kailangan abangan, pero isa siya sa dumadagdag ng firepower ng spikes ng ating Lady Blazers. You know, they've been doing really consistently, really well sa pag-atake, at yan talaga ang kailangan bantayan ngayon ng San Juan de Letran, ang kanilang mga atake, lalong-lalo na pagdating sa net. And also their blocking is something to really comment for.
Number 7, green and white. Naalala ko tuloy yung days mo as the Queen of Swag, the original Queen of Swag from Taft Avenue. Yan si Michelle Gumabaw. Now let's see if Jade Gentapa can come up with some sort of persona for herself dito sa NCAA at para sa St. Benil. Let's talk about the other team right now. Itong Colegio de San Juan de Letran Lady Knights looking for their first win in NCAA Season 97. And they've been struggling as of late ever since that heartbreaking first set, or actually second set against JRU. Kasi they dominated that first set. It looked like it was going to be a straight sets win for the team of Coach Michael Inoferio. But ever since then, it's been downhill.
And even in that last game, Anton, versus Perpetual, dumikit talaga. Napaka-exciting nung first match nila. Pero nung second and third set, talagang nawalan ng firepower. And yun talaga yung masasabi ko na nagkulang sa laro ng koponan ng ating Lady Knights is yung kanilang spiking. So kailangan pa talaga doble effort, especially with the connection with the setter and the spikers. But they have been dominating in their blocks, and also they've been also putting in the serves. Malakas naman ang kanilang mga serves. Yung errors naman nila nung nakaraang game with Perpetual, as you can see, the numbers pantay naman. It's really the spiking kung saan talaga nahuli ang ating koponan. But we have our usual names like Ormenta and Cunyada, who both had double digits. We just need a more collective effort for the game today versus CSB.
Now, of course, you have to take note that in their last match, yung kanilang starting setter na si Edma Musni, she played sparingly because she hurt her right shoulder during their first match. Kaya nag-step up yung kanilang rookie setter, backup setter na si Natalie Estrelier. And very interesting kasi nung naglaro si Musni later on in the match, sabay sila ni Estrelier, and there were even some points na pumapalo pa itong rookie lefty setter, a southpaw spiker as well. Para siyang Swiss knife itong batang to, a rookie setter from Ormoc City.
Ang saya talaga pag nakikita natin yung mga setters natin na pumapalo rin. Yan ang tinatawag natin, Anton, na parang 4-2 play. So the setters, when they're in front, they can also be spikers. As you can see on your screens, our setter from San Juan on the Letran, Natalie Estrelier. She had 3 excellent sets despite playing that game, not starting in that game. She had 4 points and 2 service aces. As you said, she's our rookie from Ormoc City, standing at 5'6". Will we see more of her today, Anton? We will see kung sino ang magiging starting lineup ng ating Lady Knights.
Alright, let's turn it over right now to our Coliseum Barker para mapanood na itong laban ng CSB at ng Letran dito sa Season 97 ng NCAA sa GTV.
Magandang hapon mga kapuso! Once again, welcome to the Paco Arena here in the city of Manila for day number 7 of the NCAA Season 97 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Stronger together, buo ang puso! Live on GTV Worldwide through GMA Pinoy TV and GMA News TV International. We also have live streams at gma network.com, NCAA Philippines website, and at YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And now presenting our officials for this game. First referee, Ernesto Cabusa, National Referee. Second referee, Antonio Espartero, National Referee. Introducing our protagonists for this second game. Ladies and gentlemen, the College of St. Benilde Lady Blazers. And the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Lady Knights. Let us now meet the starting 6 for both teams. First, for the College of St. Benilde Lady Blazers. Number 3, Mitch Cummins. Number 7, Jane Kentapa. Number 8, Chloan Montoñedo. Number 9, Gail Pascual. Number 10, Team Captain Micah Go. Number 18, Christy Ondangan. Starting libero, number 6, Angge Montihan. Head coach of the Lady Blazers is Jerry Yee. And now the starters for the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Lady Knights. Number 2, Jules Castro. Number 7, Cha Cunyada. Number 8, Edma Musni. Number 9, Team Captain Sheena Urmeneta. Number 16, LJ Isal. Number 18, Daisy Melendres. Starting libero, number 19, Lara May Silva. Head coach of the Lady Knights is Michael Inoferio.
So kanina pinag-uusapan ni Martin at Mikey kung ano ba yung mas malakas. Yung 2021 Letran Knights or yung 2019 Letran Knights. Now, as the starters for CSB were coming out, I had a thought in my mind, ano yung mas malakas? Itong version ng CSB Lady Blazers or the 2015 Lady Blazers na nag-champion sa unang pagkakataon sa kasaysayan ng NCAA Women's Volleyball history. We were talking about the Letran Knights, Lady Knights rather, and si Musni, Edma Musni, probably feeling better right now. She is starting in the place of Esmelier. But yung team na pinag-usapan ko, yung CSB Lady Blazers, that team was also pretty strong. They had Janelle Cheng, they had Janine Navarro, and your current teammate, si Pangs,
Yes.
Janet Panaga. That was a pretty strong team. Pero ang pinagkaiba ng team ngayon ni Coach Jerry, this team is touted as a title favorite. Yung team na yon ni Coach Maki Carino, they were not expected to be in the title picture or the Final Four. They were the dark horse that year and they went all the way.
That's right, Anton. And it's really hard to gauge kung ano nga bang season ang mas malakas because lagi may dagdag, lagi may umaalis, paiba-iba ng sistema, paiba-iba din ng coaching. So we really want to see kung saan talaga aabot ang performance ng ating mga girls. But right now, CSB is doing well, dominating in their first 2 games, dominating almost all the categories of scoring and non-scoring skills in the NCAA season 97. So they're off to a really good start.
To be specific, number 1 in spiking, number 1 in blocking, number 1 in setting and receiving.
Yes.
And they look like a well-oiled machine. Ngayon, gaya na sinabi mo, MG, they are the only team that is unbeaten. So that's a huge morale-boosting moment for them right now as we see that last quick attack by the rookie middle blocker na si Christy Ondangan.
Pag nakita mo kasi, Anton, yung stats ng ating Lady Blazers, it's really spread out. Like in their last game, they had 3 girls with double digits and you really can credit that to your setter dahil that was a straight set match. 3 girls in double digits, malaking bagay yun para sa distribution ng bola. At doon mo makikita na yung pagpuntos nila at pagtrabaho nila, it's really a team effort. At yan ang pinakamahirap bantayan na kalaban. Yung lahat pwedeng gumawa at gumalaw.
And credit that to the setter, Cloan Mondoñedo. Oh, that's a difficult back set by Cloan to Gail Pascual. Letran tries to respond with a back set of their own by Musni. Oh! Ayan ay sinasabi natin. Number 7 with a mean spike.
Jade Gentapa, look at her. She was already at the net, Anton. Walang buwelo yun, ha? Vertical jump with her hand up in the air. Ang diin pa nung palo. Great angle there, cross court. Isa lang ang blocker ni Jade Gentapa.
When I think about the team with the spikers na madidiin pumalo as we see another one from Gentapa, CSB is probably up there with San Sebastian kasi yung San Sebastian madidiin din yung mga spikers nila eh. Pero itong si Gentapa, grabe, cross court, down the line, kumpleto. Musni setting it up for Urmeneta. Blockers were there. And it's good that the confidence and the celebrations are still there from the Letran Lady Knights despite coming off a rocky start this season.
And even though ang nakalaban nila ngayon is CSB at nawala pang talo, yung energy, yung communication nila sa loob, they're only 1 point behind in this first set and they're off to a good start. Anton, yung energy na dala nila dito, napakataas din. Nakangiti kahit nababaunan ng ganon. Gentapa with a really, really good start.
Ngayon naman, Michelle, sa gitna umatake itong si Gentapa.
Kita mo yung talo na yun, Anton. She is up there. Ang ganda ng approach at ng kamay ni Jade Gentapa.
Castro will have to hit from the back line. Mondoñedo. That's the first error of the match for the setter, Mondoñedo.
Miscommunication there. Gamit. Hindi pumasok dun sa set na yun.
Cuñada, one of the expected scorers para dito sa Letran, was shackled in the previous match.
Very crucial sa game na to, Anton, is the errors. Because in their last game, parang doble ang na-commit ng Colegio de San Juan de Letran na errors as compared to their opponent. Perpetual last game. So if you're going up against a team like CSB, Anton, na hindi masyadong nag-error, imagine 14 errors in a straight set match, you really have to limit yung mga unforced errors ng koponan ninyo kung gusto mo makipagsabayan at hindi mahiwalay at malayuan ng score. Napakalaking bagay niyan.
And they even committed 42 against JRU, so that really has been the problem of the Lady Knights. Their inability to limit those errors, as we see the familiar demeanor of Coach Jerry Yee. And I remember talking to him about that a couple years back na, you know, why is his personality the way it is? And he's a believer in practice, and that if you practice well, you don't need to say much anymore during the actual game. CSB leads Letran as we head into this technical timeout. The Letran Lady Knights are looking to barge into the win column, but let's try to find out how they're feeling right now coming into this match against the unbeaten CSB Lady Blazers. We have Ann Gabriel at courtside.
Yes, Anton, happy Father's Day to my dad and to all the daddies out there. Mga kapuso, alam naman natin ang timpla ng mga teleserye, hindi ba? Ang bida sa una nagpapaape, umiiyak, pero maya-maya natatamasa rin nila ang ngiti ng tagumpay. At mukhang yan nga mismo ang nagiging takbo ng storya ng ating Letran Lady Knights. Dahil after their game versus Perpetual, nagkaiyakan daw sila at sinabihan ng isa't isa, ilaro lang daw natin ang totoong laro natin. Pero for this game, sabi nila, hindi daw sila gigil sa panalo. In fact, excited pa nga daw sila. Excited silang makakita ng isang malaking plot twist. Yan nga ay kung maiuwi nila ang panalo for today. Dahil aminado naman daw silang very offensive as a team ang CSB. Ganun pa man, pinaghandaan daw talaga nila ito. Lalo na pagdating sa depensa. Kaya naman abangan natin kung makakakita nga tayo ng mala teleseryeng plot twist mula sa Letran Lady Knights dito sa kanilang laban versus CSB. And for now, happy Father's Day din sa mga dads at nagsisilbing dads ninyo, Anton and Michelle.
And Michelle, you were smiling as Ann was delivering her report during the early part.
Akala ko sasabihin niya, Happy Father's Day, Anton. Eh. Sabi ko, hindi ko alam.
yung isang courtside reporter nga natin, si Chantal Laude, binati ako ng Happy Father's Day. Hindi ko alam kung bakit eh.
Tatawa ko eh. Happy Father's Day, Anton! Ay, hindi ba ako alam? Matagal natin magkaibigan, Anton. May hindi ka sinasabi sa akin, ha? But yes, and Happy Father's Day to our dads. Pero tama, Anton, yung sinabi niya about Letran. Iba ang depensa ngayon ng Letran, kaya nakakasabay sila ngayon dito sa paluan ng CSB. They've been popping up yung mga strong spikes ngayon dito sa mga rallies natin.
Meanwhile, another strong spike from the other side. Castro hitting it off the block. She's got 3 points in the match. Panoorin natin dito. Castro elevating and challenging the blockers of St. Benil.
Kakaangat lang ni Castro sa harapan, Anton, and she has 3 spikes right now. Now she is on deck to serve.
Mondoniedo tossing it up to Gentapa. Net touch. Ayon sa ating first referee. Sayang because she was right there.
And it was way down. Baon na baon yung spike na yon, but a net violation called by our first referee.
Gigil si Jade. Look at the elevation of Pascual on that spike attempt. Mondoniedo giving it back to Gentapa. Scores again off the block.
Great timing there on the block, but too much power, Anton. Yung ginagawa ni Gentapa, and I know we can see it in the replay, it's just 2 steps, maybe 3 steps maximum. Naghahantay na siya dun sa loob ng attack line. Ibabato ng ni Mondoniedo sa kanya ng mabilis. And tatalon lang siya para paluin. It's very unorthodox for outside hitters, but it's been working for CSB.
Yeah, when you look at the way they jump, you can tell that these girls never skip leg day.
May hops eh, no?
Oo.
Ikaw ba, Anton? Kamusta leg day mo?
I hate leg day. I'm an upper body guy.
Most guys are.
Si Aldo Panlilio din ata.
Si
Mahilig
Coach.
si Coach Aldo.
Basta weights no? Anton talaga.
Time out muna tayo. Pakinggan natin itong huddle na to.
Nangyayari ha? Tuloy lang. Huwag kayong mag-frustrate doon sa kung hindi tinawag, tuloy nyo lang. Maganda yung pinapalo, puro papataas, puro patik. Pero huwag masyado isisip yung
So ayan po yung ina-explain ni, well, naikwento ko sa inyo na ina-explain ni Coach Jerry sa akin na because they talk about everything in practice, in the game, he doesn't need or feel the need to say much because dapat alam na yan ng kanyang mga players because yun yung in-ensayo nila.
Tama ka dyan, Anton. Because pagdating sa laro, ang dami ng factors eh. May crowd, may pressure, unlike sa practice. So, pag ikaw as a coach, syempre napagdaanan ko maging coach, napagdaanan ko rin ng hanggang ngayon, napagdadaanan maging player. Pagdating sa loob ng court, pag maglalaro ka na, your mind has to be focused sa game. Hindi siya parang training na tinuturuan ka pa ng mga tao sa bench or ng coach. Reminders na lang ang dapat na nasa game. You have to spend more time in training, learning the skills, preparing for the game. And tamang-tama ang style ni Coach Jerry. Hindi pressured yung mga bata pagdating sa loob ng court.
Naalala ko nung assistant coach ka sa Adamson Lady Falcons. May mga times na natutuwa ka eh. Lalo na when you see the players like when they do a running attack, like pag maganda yung timing, ang nakikita ko kayo ni Coach Cherry, nag-uusap kayo,
Yes.
nag-celebrate kayo on the bench when you see the players do their thing on the court.
Iba ang satisfaction as a coach na nagagawa ng players yung naituro mo, pero iba din yung bigat or yung sakit sa ulo as a coach. Kaya sabi ko, sige, habang naglalaro ako, hindi ko kayang ipagsabay eh. Na iniisip ko yung laro ko, tapos iniisip ko yung laro ng mga tinuturuan or ng kino-coach mo. So sabi ko, for now, I'll choose one and I'll choose playing habang nakakalaro pa.
Kayang-kaya pa.
Kaya-kaya.
Mitch Gamit from the middle. So isa pang problema para sa mga kalaban ng CSB. You can't miss Gamit with that blonde hair. Parang, alam mo, uso rin yung blonde hair na yan. Di ba si Phil Cayetano, ganyan yung style ngayon?
Yes, Phil is also blonde. Pero mas blonde ang buhok ni Gamit kasi may pinapagayan talaga ang blonde. Like ako, never ako naging blonde. Ikaw ba? Never. May pinapagayan. Bagay kay Mitch, no? Nung nakita ko nga siya, yun yung una-una ko napansin sa kanya. Yung buhok niya, ang ganda.
It's a trend that only a few can pull off. Mondoñedo, Tugentapa. That time, dalawa na yung sumabay sa kanya. Sinigurado na. And that's what you need. Urmeneta, the team captain, showing na hindi siya takot. Nasabayan yung mga blockers ng CSB one-on-one. And Urmeneta is able to prevail in that matchup.
From the opposite side, too much power there. Hindi kakayanin ng single block lang yung mga palo na gano'n ni Urmeneta.
Malakas naman kasi yung mga spikers ng Letran eh. Cunyada was number 3 last season or in season 95 as we see Gentapa score from the middle again. CSB heads into this technical timeout leading Letran 16-11.
How's the first day back for everybody?
It was great to see everyone. I think we were all happy to be back together.
We will never get lost because we have our parents.
Kumusta, Alexandra? Salamat at nakapunta ka rito.
Come with me for a tour of the world's biggest IKEA store.
Being a PWD kasi in the Philippines is quite difficult.
Yun yung engineer nyo. Babae pala.
Talagang
isa sa pinakang strong leader talaga ng CSB. Yan ay dahil na rin sa laging sinasabi ni Coach Jerry sa kanya na always expect the unexpected. Sabi ni Coach Jerry ito nung makakwentuhan ko siya kung meron ba siyang laging reminder sa CSB at to their team captain na si Micah Go as well. Dagdag pa ni Coach na it is important to follow their play and mental cues katulad ng kanilang mga service plan, hitting plans, and reception targets. To prepare the Lady Blazers mentally, lagi niya rin sinasabi to always think of the worst case scenario so they can adjust accordingly. Coach Jerry is hopeful for another win, pero at the same time, he wants to see first how can the team score up against Letran. Once again, happy Father's Day sa ating mga fathers out there. Hindi na kita isasama, Anton. Yan na lang muna para sa CSB. Balik sa inyo, Anton at Michelle.
Nope. Wala pa tayo dyan, mga kapuso. Enjoy muna tayo dito sa ating NCAA Season 97 Isar. Medyo mababa yung set para sa kanya. Couldn't get it over the net.
Mababa, medyo malayo pa. You know, Anton, you mentioned before we went into technical timeout, yung lakas ng spikers ng ating mga Lady Knights. And I agree with you, ang kulang lang talaga sa kanila this season 97 is the connection between setter and spiker. How they will execute the set given to them. Andun yung power, nandun yung attempt. It's just converting it to a point. Dun talaga sila nahuhuli kontra sa mga nakalaban nila in the first two games.
That's why Coach Michael is really trying to find that connection between the setter and the spikers. Kanina, he started with Edma Musni. Now, Nat Estrader, the rookie setter, is in the match for Letran. Hinahanap niya yung tamang timple. Gentapa. Is that in?
It's in.
That was a looper of a serve. And Jade Gentapa with a Hail Mary of a serve, and it's in. Letran calls this timeout.
Tapos binubukan niyo yung receive na gano'n. Sino makakakuha ng blocker mo? Malayo sa net, hindi ako kakagat, di ba? So ilapit natin yung receive, tapos float tayo, di ba? Float ang bigay. Kasi problema mamatayan tayo ng bola. Error din naman natin, hindi naman yung error nila eh. Gawin natin ng paraan, di ba? Gawin natin ng paraan. Kumpiyansa.
Ito yung huling ace ni Jade Gentapa. Yan yung mahirap basahin no, Michelle?
Ang hirap kasi mataas, pero yung trajectory ng bola, maagang bumaba eh. But in volleyball, Anton, when in doubt, di ba? Always get the ball because mas masakit yung mamatayan ng mga gano'n na bola kaysa yung mga talagang yung sure ka, di ba? Mas okay na rin yung nag-attempt at kumuha ka.
Okay, top of mind, who were the players that you played against that were really tough servers to deal with?
Tough servers are usually the setters.
Okay, the setters.
So, nung bago ako sa Lasal, it was Rhea de Moculangan. Very, very tough serve. And after nun, siguro sa Ateneo, Jem Ferrer always had a tough serve. Eliza always had a tough serve. Yung time kasi namin, bihira pa yung jump serves na nakikita natin ngayon sa mga bagets eh. Iba talaga pag bata eh. Kaya alam mo, Anton, ako okay na ako sa jump serve eh. alam ko kung saan ako ululugar.
Lalo na mga teammates mo, ang dami si Tots Carlos.
Yes.
Grabe.
Pag nakuha mo talaga yung power at yung consistency mo sa jump serve, and because hindi pa sanay yung mga receivers natin dito na ganun yung serves, high chances din talaga na makakuha ka ng puntos from the service line.
Meanwhile, team captain Micah Go, Sofia Rodelas just reported about her moments ago. Gets the point para sa CSB. Here she is, number 10. Breaking down the wall at may kasama pang facial. Ledesma gets roofed, but Silva is able to keep it in play. Wow. Letran able to send that one back. The rookie, Angel Ledesma, making a contribution here.
Great timing on the block there. Micah Go wasn't in position para makuha yung bola na yun sa taas ng tape, and she knew it. It was too low for her and really too fast, Anton. CSB, talagang they're going for their fast sets.
Castro, a lot of space between her and the net. Cloan Mondoñedo tossing it to the back para kay Pascual. Castro over the blockers. Cloan Mondoñedo will take matters into her own hand, her left hand, but could not get the point there. Give it to Letran.
Pangalawa na to na miscommunication nila ni Gamit. Gamit, nag-a-approach kasi siya, Anton, but she stops. Siguro akala niya hindi sa kanya ibibigay yung bola. But you know, as a middle, you always have to trust and expect na ibibigay sa'yo ng setter mo yung bola. Mas okay yung timing na ganyan. Nasa taas ka na, Anton, saka i-feed na lang sa'yo ng setter. Yan ang timing na hinahanap ni Gamit at ni Montenuto sa kanilang combination na yun.
I love how Cloan Mondoñedo went back to Mitch Gamit after that previous miscommunication or mistimed set attempt. Dizon now will come in para sa Lady Blazers.
Balik kumpiyansa agad no? Siyempre bago ka, it's her last rotation in front Kailangan mabigyan mo ng kumpiyansa agad.
I guess sometimes as we see CSB arrive at set point, sometimes you have to tell the setter pa to give it back to you, right? But like pag let's say mga experience na nagkakaamuyan na kayo, like say a Gia de Guzman, you don't have to tell her anymore. You know she's gonna toss it back to you if you guys aren't able to connect the first time.
Yes, and it depends din naman kasi kung anong nangyari. If na-block ka, malaki blocker mo, chances are sa iba naman ibibigay because the blockers are there.
Right.
But if ganun yung nangyari like with Gamit and Mondoñedo na mistiming and they're up 10 points now, may chance na bumawi. You can give them a second chance.
Samantala, Micah Go scoring off the block. The team captain of the Lady Blazers puts CSB on top 1-0. This is our Father's Day special coverage on GTV. CSB takes set number 1 over Letran 25-14. Magbabalik po kami para sa set number 2 sa season 97 ng NCAA.
Pagkatapos ng mga hari ng hardcourt, ngayon naman, oras na ng mga reyna ng Taraflex na magpakitang gilas sa Women's Volleyball Tournament ng NCAA Season 97.
And here she is, papalo na naman!
Noong opening day, unang sumabak sa aksyon ang 3-time defending champions ng liga, ang Arellano Lady Chiefs. Led by team captain Carla Donato, sinimulan ng AU ang kanilang title defense kontra sa host school ng torneo, ang Mapua Cardinals. Pinakita ng Arellano kung gaano sila kaseryoso sa kanilang quest for a four-peat by beating MU in straight sets 25-14, 25-12, 25-21. Si Bok Sasuman ang naging player of the match pagkatapos na gumawa ng 13 points para sa Lady Chiefs.
Xavier Senzon, lapit, will give up the free ball. Is this gonna be it for CSB? Yes, it is!
Sa pangalawang laro, pinaramdam din ng CSB Lady Blazers ang kanilang lakas, beating San Beda in straight sets as well, 25.
Not dropping a set, and we're just amazed at the power, the chemistry, and the execution of Coach Jerry Yee's squad.
Tama ka dyan, Anton. Lahat ng spikers ni Mondoñedo nakakuha ng puntos nung first set na yon. So it was very distributed. Although, of course, ang nangibabaw talaga is Jade Gentapa with her strong hits. Micah Go was also there to contribute for the side of CSB. And sa side naman ng ating Lady Knights, si Castro ang nakakuha ng mga puntos talaga na nagpadikit ng score nila nung unang technical timeout. Pero pagdating ng second technical timeout, Anton, talagang lumayo na ang CSB because nawalan na ng spikers at ng puntos ang Colegio de San Juan de Letran.
Hindi na sustain yung kanilang opensa. You pointed that out when we looked at the statistics sa ating pregame discussion at malinaw din yon dito sa stats ng ating first set.
You know, when you're going up against a team like CSB na very consistent, Anton, if you are the Lady Knights with your standing at 0-2, being consistent is not enough. Kailangan mas panibagong play, mas bongga ang kailangan ilabas ngayon. So you have to really pull out all the stops to get your first win against an undefeated team who is playing really well dun sa kanilang first set. As you can see, the numbers, CSB really dominating in all of our scoring categories. At kaya naman ang ating first set natapos sa 25-14.
Maraming salamat muli mga kapuso sa inyong pagtutok. Anton Rojas together with Michelle Gumabaw. And we also have Sofia Rodelas and Ann Gabriel reporting for CSB and Letran respectively. We're looking at Chamberlain Cunyada, number 3 in scoring nung season 95. She was very dominant during that year. The only players that were above her in the best scorers list were Regina Rocha and Cheska Rakrakin, who are no longer playing here in the NCAA. So she should be one of the players expected to be number 1, but they will welcome players like Sheena Urmeneta to step up as well.
A lot of changes in the lineup of Coach Jerry Yee. We have Basarte, who is now setting. Dizon is also up in front as our middle. And meron din ang pinalitan din si Apostol naman ang pumasok for Jasmine Pascual as their opposite right now.
Parang ano lang parang team mo lang Michelle kahit yung second unit may tiwala yung coach. Parang first team din.
Ang ganda rin talaga na makita yung mga coaches natin who are exploring, no? In volleyball kasi, Anton, it's comfortable to just play your first 6.
Yeah.
Pero pagdating sa diinan, the best coaches will always have yung mga bala nila na tinatago nila at mabibigyan mo lang ng kumpiyansa kapag pinalaro mo.
Ito na nga. Maaga pa tayo. Second set. Coach Jerry giving these young ladies an opportunity to shine. And a lot of these girls are rookies. Apostol, Basarte, rookie yung mga yan. At ang nakakatakot pa dito sa CSB, if you're an opponent of theirs, nobody's graduating from this St. Benilde squad. So they can really establish themselves here in the league.
And ngayon pa lang, nakikita natin, ina-establish ni Coach Jerry yung kanyang lineup, giving the second stringers a chance to play.
Musngi. Oh! Na-injure yung kanyang kanang balikan as we see the CSB players here. Ayan, sila Makoy Marcos, team captain JC Culyar. Si Will Gozum, hindi ko makita Parang wala ata. Si Tane Davis nandun din. Apostol, papalo. No check.
Apostol going for that down the line, Anton, pero wala namang blocker dun sa harapan Kaya mapakahirap ng angle na yon. Going for the check out.
One of 4 rookies is Apostol. Open spiker. So yan yung mga magandang ma-develop agad ngayon pa lang. Oh, scrambling for that ball for the Lady Knights.
Ganda ng habol na yon ng ating Lady Knights, pero yung last ball, medyo nagkalitukan sila kung sino mag-over nung pasa na yon. But great effort there.
Another new player on the floor, number 5, Queen Salmon. And of course, we have my high school coach, Coach Dax Castellano, now the management committee chairman from the College of St. Benilde. And beside him, Master Steven Fernandez, one of my favorite guys also from the CSB community. Ating Olympian sa Taekwondo. Always in attendance. Another error, Michelle, from Musni.
Costly error as well, Anton, dahil yung 3 puntos na meron ang CSB ngayon, 2 doon are setting errors for Musni. So, you want to secure yung lead nyo ngayon as early as now if you're the Lady Knights habang nandyan pa yung mga second stringers at binibigyan ng tiwala ni Coach Jerry.
Cunyada. Yan, dalawang mga second stringers yung challenge ni Cunyada. She was like a shark in the water, smelling blood, taking advantage of the situation. how she will operate from the service line. There's the pass, there's the set, and the attack. And again, Apostol unable to hit that ball properly. Letran heading into this technical timeout with an 8-3 advantage. And when we come back, Sofia Rodelas will give us an update on the CSB side.
Mabilis magbago ang mundo at ang daming naiisip ng tao. Hatid ng Next Now ang latest sa science and technology, maging updated sa groundbreaking inventions.
Hello there.
At mga makabagong solusyon sa pang-araw-araw nating pamumuhay.
Actually creates a huge impact.
Tunghayan ang episodes online dahil sa GMA News and Public Affairs Digital. We show you what's next now.
Our COVID-19 vaccines
Mga kapuso, nagbabalik kayo si NCAA Season 97 Women's Volleyball dito lang sa GTV. Kaunting kwento muna mula sa kupunan ng CSB. Learn to how to be mature each and every single game. Yan daw ang isa sa mga goal ni Team Captain Micah Go coming into this season bukod sa ipanalo ang championship title para sa CSB. Nakwento sa akin ni Micah na being vocal is now one of her strengths as the team captain. Bagkus humahanap daw siya ng tamang tempo para hindi sila magsabay-sabay, lalo na't marami daw sila sa kanilang kupunan. Ngunit ang ginagawa raw niya ay she talks to the team one by one and she also receives a lot of help from her co-captain, Mitch Gamit. Hindi rin daw nila ganon kahirap maging kapitanan ng Lady Blazers. This is because they already know each other for the longest time and is bonded together because of their same vision. Yun na lang muna para sa kupunan ng CSB. Balik sa inyo, Anton at Michelle.
Maraming salamat, Sofia. Right now, mas titibay pa yung kanilang bond because they are trying to work their way out of this problem. Which is a 6-point lead na naitayo ng kalaban. Coach Jerry Yee not pressing the panic button. Still his usual stoic demeanor mula sa sidelines.
Parang never ko naman nakita si Coach Jerry ever since na nagkaroon ng panic sa facade. Diba? So, ano siya, just a simple guy on the bench.
Yeah, just keeping it simple, not complicating things, and just a little adjustments here and there. Gaya na lamang ng ginawa niya. Jade Gentapa back in the match. Musni. And good play there, set up by Letran. As De La Cruz stepped in for that kill.
Great set there by Musni. Coach Michael din, kahit nagkaroon ng konting error si Musni nung start ng second set, yung tiwala ng mga coaches, Anton, na nakikita natin sa kanilang mga players is really showing here in this second set.
After that spike, De La Cruz committing a service error. Now Queen Salmon. Serve it up for St. Benilde. She gets that one in. Good pass to Musni. Musni didn't have to move, but the Lady Knights unable to set up their offense properly. Blockers were there. Castro, second opportunity, wala pa rin. Micah Go, papalo. Too much spice on that spike for Micah.
That was a broken play. Second ball coming from Gentapa from the back row. Pag yun yung mahirap, Anton, sa play na ginagawa ng CSB, yung nag-aantay sila malapit sa net. If the ball comes from the back row, and madalas napupunta yan sa open spiker, nasa ilalim ka na agad. So ang hirap umibabaw sa bola, ang hirap pa ba padaanin, unless talaga na maganda yung receive, maganda yung depensa, at napupush nila sa setter nila yung bola.
Micah Go, naunahan yung mga blockers. Great activity on her part. And now, Coach Jerry will bring back the starters. Loan Mondoniedo and Gail Pascual returning for St. Benilde.
We have a full front line dito sa CSB. Gusto ni Coach Jerry habulin itong 5-point lead ng Lady Knights.
Musngi, quick attack for Melendres. There's some swag from the Lady Knights.
They are now 6 points up, Anton. And mas marami na rin gumagalaw yung sinabi natin kanina na kulang sa atake ang Lady Knights. Dito naman natin nakikita ang buhos ng kanilang atake with that quick hit there, executed perfectly.
Pascual unable to hit that as powerful as she normally does. But speaking of power, Sheena Urmeneta with 5 points now after this kill. It's as if the Letran Lady Knights are ahead in this contest. But they are here in this particular set. Biggest lead of the match for the Lady Knights. Micah Go powering that one through from the opposite side.
Mondoniedo is back here in the game. Kaya mas nagkakaroon na ng synergy yung ano nila yung atake nila kanina talagang iba-iba sila ng timing eh.
And Tapa and Dizon were there. Free ball for St. Benilde. Pascual rising for that spike. Letran able to keep it alive. Mondoniedo to Gentapa. What a save right there by De La Cruz. Difficult set by Cloan Mondoniedo, finding a way to get that ball in the air.
Ang ganda ng habol niya yun, Anton. Not touching the net. Kahit yung first referee, nakita ko sumilip siya ng ganun eh. Because she was really close and tight in that front line. Pero managed to set that ball up.
Oo nga, nakita ko rin yan. Sumilip siya eh. Because that was such a difficult set to execute. Meanwhile, Cunyada showing shades of her season 95 self.
We can see the power now dito sa palo ng ating Lady Knights na pinangunahan ni Cunyada from that outside position straight sa libero. Hindi nakuha na yun.
And this is the risk that you take when you roll the dice and bring out your starters. The Letran Lady Knights building this confidence up and building a 7-point lead as well. Chamberlain Cunyada with another point.
We mentioned, Anton, kanina that CSB hasn't lost a set. Hindi pa sila natatalo ng isang set dito sa season 97. And now they are at 15-9. This is 6 points ang lamang ngayon ng San Juan de Letran.
Gail Pascual though entering the frame and gets a bounce ball. Muski, Cunyada not over. Dizon. Muski has to adjust. Cunyada. Kaya pa. But this is going to be a free ball though for Letran. Muski. Cunyada swiping that off the hands of the blockers, and Letran will head into this technical timeout on top. 16-10 at sa aming pagbabalik, and Gabriel will have a report on Letran.
Looking for news and latest information?
Yung pala almost more than a minute na pala ako hindi humihingi.
Watch GMA News and Public Affairs. Stand for truth.
The digital newscast where you can find the biggest stories of the week.
Binabaril kami talaga pag nasa laot kami. So kami, ano ang laban namin doon?
Dalawang ranger po namin ay pinagpuputokan po ng baril.
In-depth documentaries on issues, special reports,
and analysis on local and global affairs.
Mukhang hindi naman seryoso si Presidente na terminate yung MBFA.
Na wala tayong asahan sa web.
Sa GTV, mga kapuso, alam niyo bang binago ng coaches ng Letran ng kanilang approach pagdating sa pagbibigay ng instruction sa ating Lady Knights na pagdesisyonan lang naman nila na mas maging kalmado sa pagbibigay ng instruction sa kanila. Makakatulong daw ito na mawala ang pressure na nasa balikat ng ating mga players. At nakita nga natin yan during the break when the coaches calmly reminded the players na bilisan ninyo ang inyong pagbablock. Pag mabilis ang bola, kailangan mabilis din ang blocking. And they even reminded the players na magtiwala sa kanilang sarili. And of course, tandaan, bilog ang bola. And speaking of pampakalma, alam nyo ba, nanonood live sa Paco Arena ang isa sa mga legends ng Letran Lady Knights na si Charm Simborio. Tinanong ko nga siya kung meron ba siyang any message para sa kanyang dating team. Ang sabi niya, tiwala lang daw sa sarili, sa team at iwasan ng errors. Naniniwala daw siya na very soon makaka-bounce back na ang ating Letran Lady Knights. And with that, balik muna sa inyo, Anton and Michelle.
Charm Simborio, grabe rin yung experience niyan sa volleyball. Nag-beach volleyball din yan. Naglaro para sa FU, tapos ngayon, Letran na alumna na. Oh, by the way, happy viewing din kay Mrs. Franz Pascual who's watching from Quezon City. And can you believe this? She has not missed a game since the NCAA Season 97 Women's Volleyball Tournament started.
Wow! Mas ano pa siya? Mag-scouting ata siya, Anton.
Mas nanonood pa siya kaysa sa akin.
Hello, Miss Pascual. Thank you for tuning in today.
Meanwhile, Jade Gentapa, too much angle on that hit.
Ang ganda nung kuha niya doon, Anton. Kanina, gumagana nung first set yung mga down-the-line hits niya. May dalawang player ng Lady Knights na tamaan pa niya sa ulo. But that one was too much even for her.
Itong nangyayari ngayon sa CSB Lady Blazers, tatlong blockers, hinarangan si Gentapa, basang-basa.
Yung kumpiyansa, Anton, once the momentum is going, as we all say all the time, that volleyball is a game of momentum. Kahit gaano ka pa kabaon or kahit gaano pa kalayo or kalapit yung score ninyo, basta may momentum at hindi mo napigilan yon, tuloy-tuloy ang arangkada ng pagpunan na to.
Montañedo to go, backline attack. Castro breaks down the wall. Castro with 5 points in the contest. Oh my. Look at this. Castro showing us that power. And her teammates are loving it.
Saan tayo magbablock? Sarili nating court.
Hindi po coach.
Saan nyo ibablock? Ayan ang ginagawa namin. So pag lamang na yung kalaban, natataranta na tayo.
Hindi po coach.
So ayan na. Diba? Masyado kayong naniniwala sa mga sinasabi nila sa labas. Hindi binabantay yung sarili nyo. Magaling na kayo.
Hindi po coach.
Tingnan nyo.
Hoy, let's go! Hey, ano mo?
No instruction there, Anton. Just a question, no? Mapapaisip kayo, magaling ka na ba? Magaling na ba kayo? And it's a good lesson to be learned. If you are CSB, you know, sitting comfortably at a 2-0 number 1 position right now, being down in this set, di ba? Anong matututunan mo? It's not just about winning and losing a set, but about the players itself. So, very good question and wake-up call there from Coach Jerry.
And a very dangerous serve that results in an ace from Chak Conyada. Finding her groove here in this set. Montañedo to Gentapa. Letran right there. And Mondejar responding. Oh, Si Lea Tapang, nag-e-enjoy sa trabaho niya ngayon. And a great read by Cuñada to avoid that ball. Uh-oh. Coach Michael Inoferio is livid on the sidelines.
So, Coach Michael is medyo nag-hot na hot dito sa ating sidelines. One line judge, Anton, called out and one called check ball.
Okay.
So, syempre, the first referee awarded the points of Benil.
Kasi parang naiwasan naman na maayos ni Cuñada and now naman
Sa block daw. Sa block,
Oo.
nagkaroon ng check ball sa block. But Letran didn't contest that play. Well, they are sitting at a 10-point advantage ngayon. Pero yung minention mo kanya, si Lea Tapang, pag nakaka-depensa siya, no? Talagang may konting swag dito sa court ngayon ng Lady Knights. Pumapalakpak, may sinisigaw sila. It's good to see them enjoying this set and they deserve it with this advantage right now.
hang time para kay Micah Go. Following it up with a power tip. LJ Isar. And Micah Go just rising higher than the defenders. Musni. And Castro scores para sa Letran.
Coach Jerry Yee, starting 6, is back on the court. Gamit finally the last addition sa kanilang starters. Nandito na ngayon for set number 2.
Doniedo. Gentapa from the back row. Cuñada. This is going to be another free ball for St. Benil. Gamit!
CSB really going for that fast sets. From their dig, kitang-kita mo, Anton, talagang pinibilisan talaga nila yung pacing ng laro nila para makunahan yung mga block. Hindi ganun kataas yung mga set nila kahit sa mga wing spikers nila. And that's all to get ahead of the blockers.
Musni. De Castro, this time from the other side. Mondehar keeps it alive. Pascual flying in for that spike. Quick attack. And Melendres is able to put that one away.
The energy of the Lady Knights in this second set. Hindi mo mapantayan, Anton, and yung distribution ng bola ni Musni. Grabe talaga yung kumpiyansa ng ating mga Lady Knights in this second set. From spiking to digging to serving. They're really doing a great job.
Pascual. Sinabayan ng dalawang blocker. Cuñada not over.
But yung energy, sobrang taas. Minsan, as a spiker, nagigigil ka talaga, Anton. Gusto mong ibaon yung bola.
Ayan yung report ni Ann Gabriel na nandito. Charles Emporio, former Letran Lady Knights. So yung CSB men's basketball team nandito. Charles Emporio para naman sa mga Letranista. Doniedo to Gentapa. Musni puts the ball in the air. Cuñada. Pascual off the block.
CSB holding on after that kill from Pascual mula sa opposite side. The Lady Blazers ibibigay itong second set basta-basta.
Musni, quick attack para kay Melendres. Mondehar giving it to Go. Free ball para sa CSB. Gentapa. Okay. Kindly explain to me what she did there. Kasi pumuesto siya dun sa parallel to the net.
She really wanted to go cross-court. That's the only angle na pwede mong makuha from that spot of the net. Pero yung fast set na yun, kuha naman niya.
Set tayo na maayos, receive, set, tapos atake tayo, cover tayo sa ilalim. Hindi mapapalo ng gitna kung walang malayo masyado yung receive. Ilapit mo yung receive, ilapit mo. Okay? Kumpiyansa lang kailangan natin. Edma, kumpiyansa. Makukuha natin yun. Abangan mo yun nasa dulo. Hindi naman yung tinutusok. Mahaba ang depensa, mahaba.
Pitong puntos pa, Anton, ang hinahabol ng CSB. But Coach Michael with that timeout, nakita niya yung momentum ng CSB. Talagang bumabalik. Pero yung timing nila, kasi ito na yung first 6 natin yung timing nila na bumabalik na rin talaga pagdating sa paluan at sa kanilang blocking.
Musni. Oh! Melendres pushing it to the other side. Nobody picked it up after the ball hit the hands of Gamit. And the Letran Lady Knights take a set away from the Lady Blazers of St. Benil. They drop a set for the first time here in NCAA Season 97. We'll be back for set number 3 right here on GTV.
Mabilis ang tanong, mabilis ang sagot. Number 1, sinong teammate mo ang mabait?
Si Ate Tin.
Ate Tin, okay. Sinong matakaw?
Si Ate Pachi.
Ba't ka natawa? Natawa siya, okay. Sino masipag mag-aral?
Si Ate Tin din.
Okay, sino masipag sa training?
Lahat eh.
Angge, ready ka na ba?
Ready na po.
Sino yung masipag mag-aral?
Masipag mag-aral, si Gail po.
Eh, yung masipag naman sa training?
Masipag sa training. Kami po lahat, masipag.
Wow. Eh, sino yung pinaka-hikay sa inyo?
Pinakihikay. Si Cloan po.
Nakikipagkulitan tayo with Dolly Versosa. Sinong teammate mo ang mabait?
Ang mabait sa amin ay si Yan Yan.
Hindi ikaw.
Hindi ako.
Wow, okay. Sino naman ang matakaw?
Matakaw sa amin si Risa. Grabe. Matakaw talaga.
2 cups of rice.
Oo, gano'n.
Eh, sino naman ang mahilig sa K-drama o kaya naman sa K-pop?
Madami kami. Ako, one of the fan ako. Sila Laika, sila Kia din. Gano'n.
Sino naman yung ligawin sa team nyo?
Ligawin si Corinne.
In that early part of that second set where Coach Jerry fielded in his second stringers, Letran took advantage, built a huge lead, and when Coach Jerry brought back in the starters, it was just too little too late. Tumaas na yung kumpiyansa ng Lady Knights.
Kumpiyansa talaga, Anton, ang nagpanalo dito. Effort. It was really a team effort for our Lady Knights. They managed to get their kills in. Kahit yung blocking nila, hindi laging puntos, Anton, pero na-check nila yung mga palo ng Lady Blazers and yung floor defense nila. Pero yung aura nila sa loob ng court ng second set, iba yung gigil, iba yung sigaw nila. Rinig na rinig mo talaga dito sa Paco Arena, and it really gave them that advantage. Yung na-build nila, yung kumpiyansa nila as a team nung nawala yung first stringers dun sa second set, the first part of the second set.
Well, let's take a look at the statistics. And, yep, the Letran Lady Knights, firepower, dun sila nagkulang. And for the first time, they exceeded that output as compared to what CSB put up.
They also limited their errors, which is a good thing for our Lady Knights. Pero Anton, it's very unlikely na nakita natin ang CSB na nasa isang set, walang block at walang ace. Lagi silang nagkakaroon kahit pa isa, pa dalawa. Pero sa blocking, you know, they're also the number 1 team in terms of blocking. So, lagi mo silang makakitaan ng block points at yan ang nawala nung second set. Kaya pataas ng pataas ang kumpiyansa ng mga spikers ng Lady Knights because hindi nahuhuli ng blockers ng CSB.
So now na mataas yung kumpiyansa ng Lady Knights at ngayon na starters na ang nasa loob para kay Coach Jerry, pwede natin sabihin na mas pumatas na yung laban, and we're going to see what these Lady Knights are all about.
Can they sustain it? That is the question for this third set. Kahit sino ang nasa harapan nila sa kabilang side ng court, kung kaya nilang tumalaw ng galaw nila ng second set.
Here we go, Mondoñedo. First set, binigay kay Go. Back set to the other side. And Urmeneta scores. Cross court for the kill. 6 points for the Letran Lady Knights team captain, soaring and scoring for Letran. Edma Muski. Return to the starting unit para kay Coach Michael Inoferio. And she nearly gives Letran an ace. Urmeneta. Popped up by Mondehar, but Maika Go, tinulang.
Even though it was a broken play, they were trying to go for that fast set. Alam mo, Anthony, nagbago rin sa laro ng Letran yung serves nila. Pansin mo, no? Lumakas ang serves nila, talagang kargado kahit nung second set pa lang. So, dun mo makikita din yung kumpiyansa na meron yung mga players.
Ayun o, may follow-through pa sa palo nitong si Edma Muski from the service line. Yun lang!
Lifting violation called there. Coach Michael nagreklamo, it was the first ball. Kasi Anton, sa first contact ng bola, walang double violation but may lifting violation. At yun ang tinawag ng ating first referee.
Sinubukan makabawi. Muski and Melendres. Ngayon naman, Muski binigay kay Castro.
There we go. The blocking of CSB with their first block point dito sa ating third set. Binantayan nila si Castro doon.
Grabe yung timing ni Gail Pascual.
Saradong-sarado yung down the line.
Maika Go, 7 points in the match. Chamberlain Cunyada with 6 points. As the St. Benilde Lady Blazers are trying to keep their unblemished record alive here in season 97. Melendres, Mondoniedo, Pascual gets that one through.
Right inside the hands of Melendres. Yung angulo ni Pascual doon niya pinadaan sa nahuling blocker.
Oh, yung sinasabi mo kanina, Michelle, you'd rather decide than leave it up to fate.
And she really went for that ball. Tumalon pa siya eh, overhead. Kahit yung bench nila, their coaches were shouting out. Pero, you have to trust your instincts and just go for it.
Things falling apart para dito sa Letran early on.
Nandiyan na yung gigil pagdating sa paluan. Because kanina, di ba si Castro on the block. So, you want to get it back. Pero pag nasobrahan talaga ng gigil, Antonio, chances are you will drive it towards the net.
Pascual. Muski. Silva will give up a free ball to the Lady Blazers side. Gil Pascual rising and surprising the Lady Knights with this attack.
Masyado tayo nagmamadali doon sa ginagawa doon sa loob. Rumisib muna tayo. Tsaka hindi mo hinakbang yung paa mo. Tumalit ng bola doon, hakbang, kuha, hindi yung tinataas. Kailangan natin hatid yung bola para makadikoy tayo sa gitna. Hindi tayo makakadikoy eh, nagdo-double block yung nasa dulo eh. Lapit niya i-receive para makadikoy tayo. Pwesto mo maigay, nakatagilid ka pagka ma-approach ka. Aggressive tayo sa block. Maraming tinatapon dito, yung dito, yung nasa 4, yung nasa 4 pumapalo.
Isa pa! Hey, arriba!
Very active coach Rene Dulay, the first assistant coach, Coach Michael Inoferio. Coach Michael was telling me na, kasi FU alumnus si Coach Michael eh, tapos kasabayan niya sila Coach Romil De Jesus, Coach Dong de la Cruz. Yung setter down nila was Coach Rene Dulay. Kaya you can see na yung ano niya, pagiging vocal, yung pagiging leader niya.
Someone touched the net on the side of the Lady Knights, Anton. And it's a point para sa ating Lady Blazers. 5 na ang lamang ng CSB dito sa pangatlong set natin.
Oh, the most powerful hit today. Pati si Michelle Gumabaw nagulat sa ginawa ni Daisy Melendres.
Bihira kasi, Anton, na makakita ka ng spiker, lalo na ng middle spiker, nakaharap sa kanan, pinalong sa kaliwa. You know, to change your body position mid-air, yan ang mahirap talagang bantayan because as a middle blocker, isa lang naman ang nasa harapan mo eh. Madalas, ang blocker mo isa lang din. So kung kaya mo pumalo ng left and right like what Melendres did, napakahirap bantayan yan. If the Lady Knights can activate that more in this set, mapapantayan nila ang galaw ng ating CSB Lady Blazers.
Tignan natin kung gano'n na magiging diskarte ni Musni. Ay, ganadong-ganado si Melendres. Oh! Di na na-save ni Lea Tapang. Kaya naman CSB will head into this technical timeout with a 4-point advantage. And when we come back, we will have Anne Gabriel with an update on Letran.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes will stream every Thursday. Listen for free on Spotify.
97 Women's Volleyball dito lang sa GTV. Mga kapuso, mukhang nasisilayan na natin ang plot twist na hinihintay ng ating Letran Lady Knights dahil nga nakuha nila ang second set dito sa kanilang laban versus the Lady Blazers. Pero syempre, during the break, pinaalalahanan pa rin ni Assistant Coach Rene Dulay ang kanyang mga players na magtiwala sa sarili and of course, paghigpitan pa ang kanilang depensa. At kanina nga, nag-perform itong si Lyra Micolob, pero alam niyo bang may sariling Lyra Micolob din itong Letran Lady Knights sa katauhan ni Daisy Melendres. Kwento ng kanyang mga teammates, tuwing nagjo-jogging daw sila, bigla na lang daw silang napapakanta dahil sa pamumuno nitong si Daisy, at si Daisy rin naman ang nakakuha ng huling punto sa kanilang second set against the CSB Lady Blazers. Kaya abangan natin ang pagsa-step up pa nitong ni Daisy dito sa kanilang laban versus CSB. For now, balik sa inyo, Anton and Michelle.
Ano kaya yung kinakanta nitong si Daisy Melendres? Well, whatever it is, it has pumped up the Letran Lady Knights as of late. The team captain, Sheila Urmeneta, scores again. She leads her team with 7.
Fired up itong koponan ng Lady Knights, especially after that second set.
Paluhod na itong si Mondoñedo but still got the ball up in the air.
Ang ganda ng set na yon, Anton. She was already kneeling. Looking back at that replay, nagawa pa niyang iset sa gitna. Yan yung hinahanap natin kay Gamit kanina nung mga first and second set. Yung mga alanganin na depensa, pumapasok pa rin siya ng 100%. And ang ending nun, baon, walang blocker.
Ito, baon na baon. Jade Gentapa. Combination of athleticism and power. Tsaka yung angulo ng mga palo niya talagang pababa. Very hard to stop. And that's why they keep going back to her. And that's another point for Jade Gentapa.
Yung action, yung wrist action niya to follow through yung bola, talagang nadadala niya yung bola pababa. And you can only do that when you can also jump as high as Sir Anton. Yung elevation niya talaga from the net, napakataas din.
Coach Michael Inoferio calls another timeout.
Wala tayong nasasambot na bola, wala tayong nare-receive, hindi dumarating doon sa setter. Paano tayo makaka-atake? Receive muna tayo sa receive. Pasa muna tayo. Pagkatapos sinabi ko sa'yo kanina, Royce, pag bumablock, kahit mababa yan, binibigay niya. Basahin yung kamay ng setter kung saan niya itatapon. Talon ng talon yung nakablande yung buhok eh. Diba? Yun ang bantayan mo. Ngayon, pag tinapon sa dulo, habol ka agad doon. Alam, agresibo tayo. Mababa bola nila eh. Hindi naman direct eh.
Let's go! Let's go! Hey, Riva! Letran!
Yan ang sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. You can't miss her with that blonde hair. Pati si assistant coach Reneto, talon na talon yung naka-blonde na buhok eh. Hindi na sinabi yung pangalan ni Mitch Gamit eh, yung blonde na.
Gusto yung blonde. Siya lang naman din yun eh. Pag scouting mo, Anton, ano, yung blonde.
Yeah, but she's been making an impact though. Talking about Michelle Gamit, 6 points. And there she is again. Talon pa rin ng talon. Yun nga lang, nakaswerte yung Letran doon kasi tumalbog sa net at palabas.
Pero yung effort ng mga middles natin dito, you have Gamit on the side of CSB, Melendres on the side of Letran, at addition to their strong outside hitters. Kaya naman yung bakbakan ngayon dito sa third set natin, intense na intense din.
Pinaalala na ni Coach Rene eh. Yung naka-blonde, yung buhok. Michelle Gamit, talon ng talon, aktibo sa gitna. Gumagawa ng puntos para sa St. Benil. 7 points now for Mitch Gamit. 7 points for Jade Gantapa.
Quick substitution there for Coach Michael on the side of the Lady Knights para magka-full front line siya. Nagpalit muna ng setter at ng opposite hitter.
Yung palo na maayos ni De La Cruz.
Kathleen De La Cruz ang pumalit sa ating first setter na si Musi to be on the front line. Still looking for that timing. Nakapasok ko lang first timing action here in this game.
Estrelier now on the floor. Oh no. Joust at the top of the net. Gamit all alone at the top of the net. Mondoñedo. Pascual. Back row attack. Cuñada. Down the line attack. Mondoñedo to go. Castro trying to keep it alive. Estrelier sends it back to the CSB side. Mondoñedo. Micah go. And that's good.
Micah go with that quick attack. Anton, hindi na nga tres yun. Sabay sila pumasok ng big quick.
Ganda tignan sa replay, oh.
That was a double quick play by our CSB Lady Blazers. Yung mga baon talaga ng mga CSB with Coach Jerry. Talagang iba-iba, no? Ang mga pinapakita nilang plays kumpara sa ibang kupunan natin dito sa NCAA.
But a response right away from De La Cruz. CSB still holding on to that 7-point advantage. Cuñada at the service line. Mondoñedo tossing it up to go. Tumama sa net.
The set was too tight there for Micah Go to do something about it. Yung sigaw ng ating mga Lady Knights dito sa Paco Arena mas malakas kaysa sa buhos ng ulan.
Mondoñedo. And Gamit. Patuloy na ginagamit nitong si Cloan Mondoñedo.
Patuloy din niya ginagamit yung net.
Na hindi sadya.
Oo, pangatlong palo niya na yun. Hitting the tape but still with too much power for it to be stopped.
Ayun, ginamit yung net sa maling paraan. (15-9). CSB still in front here in set number 3 as LJ Isar comes in for the Lady Knights. Mondoñedo. Goes out. Letran trying to rebuild that confidence again.
5 na lang ang lamang ng CSB Lady Blazers dito sa ating third set. 2 ang nasa front line. We have Micah Go and the setter natin, front line setter si Nieto.
Go cross court for the kill. And when we come back, Sofia Rodelas will give us an update on the CSB Lady Blazers.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes will stream every Thursday. Listen for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Empower yourselves and be safe.
Mga kapuso, nagbabalik kayo si NCAA Season 97. Talaga namang mainit-init ang laban kahit malakas ang ulan dito sa Paco Arena. Balik muna tayo sa kaunting kwento mula sa CSB, keeping themselves grounded and focused. Yan ang dalawang importanteng bagay na para kay CSB Lady Blazers na si Queenie Salmon. While enjoying every single bit of it, of course, wag daw nilang kakalimutan na they still have to execute what they have practiced. Dagdag pa ni Queenie na collegiate league has an entirely different atmosphere compared to high school because its intensive training requires more discipline and emotional toughness. When the pandemic puts everything to stop, including the volleyball league, the Lady Blazers made an effort to create bonding activities such as simply eating together, watching movies, and swimming. Ang tanong dito, Anton and Michelle, can middle blocker Queenie at her contribution on the first round of the Lady Blazers block Letran's path to achieve the third win?
Well, it can't just be Queenie. I'm just a little bit surprised at how you pronounce her name, Salmon. Kasi diba, sa Pilipinas tayo, so yung salmon nagiging salmon. But it's really pronounced as salmon, right?
With a silent L. It depends kung taga saan ka, Anton. Pero pare-pareho lang ang lasa niyan. It's still good sushi. It's my favorite.
and going back to her report, you know all about bonding.
Yes.
And how valuable it is to a team. Lalo na nung pandemic.
Totoo. Tsaka iba pa rin, Anton, kapag pinag-uusapan natin is women's team sports. Because generally, mas emotional talaga pag naglalaro ang mga babae. Kaya important na yung relationship mo outside the court, it will be a good foundation para sa galaw at relationship nyo inside the court. So, malaking bagay yung mga bonding moments ever since college, lalo na kapag pare-pareho kayo ng quarters or ng tinitirahan, mas madali talaga to allot time para sa mga ganitong activities.
Especially for these girls here in the NCAA. Magkakasama lagi sa school. Jade Gentapa gets another point. So this is a season high now for Gentapa because previously she had 11 points in their last match.
And now she has exceeded that output. Katandem niya itong nasa service line na si Micah Go na doing damage against the Lady Knights.
Coach Hernan, Coach Michael going to the officials table here to clarify something. As is our referees. Gail Pascual, one of the highest leapers here in the league, looking on. That's Daisy Melendres. Melendres keeps the ball in play. Castro papalo. Montejaro was there. This is Mondoñedo giving it to the girl that I just described as one of the highest leapers in the league, Gail Pascual.
very consistent mula pa nung first set natin, Anton, yung approach at yung effort na pinapakita niya sa bawat palo. Kakaiba talaga ang timing ng bola ng CSB. Fast. Pagdating naman sa Letran, high naman ang mga sets nila, matataas.
It's going to be very hard to stop CSB if another middle blocker aside from Michelle Gamit gets going. This is the rookie, Christy Ondangan, na nag-start para kay Coach Jerry.
And she had 1 or 2 points, if I'm not mistaken, Anton, nung first set dahil binibigyan siya din sa mga rallies nila.
Cross-court by Urmeneta. Gentapa, popped up by Cunyaga. Castro will hit it from the ground. Mondoñedo, running attack para dito kay Ondangan. Mondoñedo to Gentapa. Ball is still in play. Pascual. Just too high for the opposition.
There's just too many combinations going on the side of CSB, Anton. Ako, kahit nanunood ako, hindi mo rin talaga alam kung saan pupunta yung bola. No? So, kanina pumunta middle, tapos biglang pumunta ng open, tapos biglang pumunta ng utility. So, Mondoñedo really doing a great job. Nalililito ang blockers ng Lady Knights.
And this is Chloan Mondoñedo's first season as the primary setter of St. Benilde as we see her set up. Jade Gentapa. Last year, the primary, or 2 years ago, no season 95, the primary setter was Jua Lai. So, Chloan Mondoñedo coming in and looking like she's been the primary setter ever since. Castro. Malamya.
Hindi umabot yung roll shot na yon by Castro, bringing CSB to match point. With a better score right now as compared to the first set, 25-14.
Oh, Muski finds a way to send that ball back to the CSB side. Micah Go. Back set, Urmeneta. Mondoñedo, back set to Pascual. Wow. Sumind-step pa siya dun. And getting it over the net to close the set. CSB beats Letran in set number 3, re-establishing their dominance as they take it 25-11. Set number 4, when we come back, keep it right here on GTV. This is our coverage of NCAA Season 97 Women's Volleyball.
Hi, I'm Giancarlo Lauren A. Cabrera, 21 years old, outside hitter and team captain of the EAC Lady Generals. Niready ko yung sarili ko lagi bilang captain ball kung paano ko sila i-handle inside and outside the court. Physical and spiritual, paano ko makakatulong mentally din, paano ko makakatulong sa kanila.
Hi, I'm Junina Fernandez, 22 years old, outside hitter from the Mapua Lady Cardinals. Sana po suportahan mo po kami sa bawat game namin and isisiguraduhin ko po sa inyo na mapapasok po kami sa Final Four. Hindi lang po sa Final Four, kundi makuha po namin yung championship.
Hi, I'm Justine Lapid, 22 years old.
Sa Paco Arena sa Manila. Third set, CSB. With Coach Jerry sending back in his starters, re-establishing their dominance, and it was much of the same from the first two matches, and the usual suspects like Pascual, Gentapa, Gamit, and Go doing the damage with Mondoñedo beautifully orchestrating their offense.
It's really tough na bantayan itong koponan ng CSB because in that third set, just like in the first set, lahat ng spikers nila managed to get a point. And credit that to Mondoñedo for really distributing the ball. So mas nakita natin na mas kampante na sila, mas less pressure, hindi na naghahabol. They were always up. And sa side naman ng ating Lady Knights, nung nagkaroon naman ng pressure, dun naman bumaba ang porsyento nila pagdating sa atake. As you can see, Anton, 18 attacks. It's back for CSB, pero yung double-digit attacks kanina ng Letran, naging 5 na lang. And both teams managed to control their errors, but this is what we want to also see from the Lady Knights, na kahit hindi ganun kataas yung energy nila, kahit hindi nabigyan ng kumpiyansa, sila dapat yung gumagawa ng paraan para makapuntos at mabalik yung momentum at kumpiyansa sa team nila.
So yung tanong ko at the start of set number 3, ano kaya mangyayari na mataas na yung kumpiyansa ng Letran and they face the first unit of the St. Benil Lady Blazers? Well, pinakita pa rin ng CSB Lady Blazers yung kanilang lakas, but with Jerry, is he doing it again?
He made changes, pero not as drastic as the second set, Anton. Nung second set, parang yung buong first 6 ni Coach Jerry, except the captain, Michael Go, ay napalitan. But now, we still see Go, we still see Gentapa, we still see Ondangan. But we have a different setter on deck now. We've seen her in the second set. We have Basarte, and we have Avilia coming in for Pascual.
Shanae Basarte is also a rookie for the Lady Blazers. But a lot of these players actually look like they're fresh out of high school. Like Avila, like she's so slim and still growing into her body.
Also very long, very tall. Yung height ng Lady Blazers kanina, pantay-pantay, pero she's really a cut above the rest. Kita mo pati si Ondangan, halos mas matangkad pa siya.
Gentapa, nakakatakot yung nangyari doon, ha? Gentapa bumping into the stand at the end line.
Great effort there by the defense of CSB, but it's not enough. A good start again for our Lady Knights, 2-0.
Castro serving this one up. Basarte setting up Micah Go.
CSB finally getting their first points. Sa side naman ng Lady Knights, Anton Musni is back to set and start for the Lady Knights. So that means Natalie Estrelier is back on the bench.
Musni tossing it up to Cunyada. And Chamberlain Cunyada gets the point. 7 points for her.
Ang tapang ng palo ngayon ni Cunyada going down the line despite andun yung dalawang matangkad na blocker. Avilia was there, Ondangan was there, a double block right in front of her, but still goes down the line.
Ito yung pasa. Ito naman yung toss. Gentapa cross court for the kill.
Good setup there by Basarte, getting that fast set as well para sa kanyang open spiker.
So I was talking about before this game, Michelle, that yung numbers ng individual numbers of the CSB players, not that eye-popping. But I have a feeling after this game, may kita na natin yung eye-popping numbers from the likes of Gentapa.
Kapag ang isang kupunan, Anton, kasi hindi nakakonsentrate ang atake sa isang tao lang o sa dalawang tao lang, makikita mo pumapalo sila sa mga number 1, top 5 in the leagues of scorers, of hitters. But if you're as spread out as CSB, it will take a while for you to accumulate the stats because the sets are really distributed well to all of their spikers.
Cunyada. Go from the back row. Musni, oh no. That attempt went haywire. And that's kind of like where your club team is transitioning now, because unlike when Eliza was in college, Eliza Valdez, like it was really centered on her. Pero ngayon, nandun ka, may Tots Carlos, may Gemma Galanza, si Pangs pa. So, ang hirap talaga kalaban when you don't know who's going to star on any given match.
And ang dami mong pwedeng gawin. Ang daming plays na pwedeng gawin if your spikers are of a certain caliber. Like itong kapunan ng CSB, Anton, may double quick, may pumapatong, may umiikot, may nagra-running. So, you have a lot of options na kapag na-block ka dito or nabantayan ka dito, pagdating sa dulo, pag na-scout mo lahat, at least ikaw may bound ka pa at may mailalabas ka pa.
Yun lang, lumabas yung bola para kay Cuñada, too strong. And now, Kentapa will start off this rally para sa CSB. Tinarget si Chuck Cuñada. De la Cruz targeting Avila. And Gamit is able to score. Talagang threat itong si Mitch Gamit mula sa gitna.
Ang ganda rin talaga ng kuha na yun ni Mitch Gamit. Medyo mababa pero nagawan pa niya ng paraan. Gamitin yung block palabas ng palo na yun.
Musni. De la Cruz. And now CSB takes the lead. 14 points in the match for Kentapa. Almost an ace. Castro could not get it over.
Sayang yung attempt na yun, Anton. You know, you were only 1 point away from CSB and that unforced error, wala ka namang blocker, i-over mo lang yung bola. Yun yung mga kailangan talaga bantayan ng Lady Knights sa last set na to para sa CSB kung makuha nila.
CSB turning things around. And we'll get more from their side from Sofia Rodelas when we return.
How's the first day back for everybody?
It was great to see everyone. I think we were all happy to be back together.
We will never get lost because we have our parents.
Kumusta, Alexandra? Salamat at nakapunta ka rito.
Come with me for a tour of the world's biggest IKEA store.
Being a PWD kasi in the Philippines is quite difficult.
Yun yung engineer nyo. Babae pala.
Pero kaunting kwento muna mula sa kupunan ng CSB. Alam mo, Coach Jerry is definitely giving that cold stare and this cold stare can mean so much. Alam mo, Anton at Michelle, nung nanonood ako kanina sa huddle nila, no, at nakikinig ako, talagang yung isang tingin lang ni Coach Jerry, parang alam na nila lahat kung anong ibig sabihin. Pero nung nag-deep dive pa kung ano nga ba sinasabi ni Coach, talagang wala siyang sinasabi. Tumitingin lang siya sa bawat mata ng bawat player at parang alam na nila kung paano i-execute ang play. Kaya naman, co-captain Mitch Gamit went in and say, umpisahan na natin guys, let's just go strong. It is becoming a tough match at this point, pero ani naman ni Coach Jerry ito ha, they are hopeful. They just have to execute what they can. Yun na lang muna, balik sa inyo, Anton at Michelle.
Well, that's Coach Jerry for you. We've been talking about his coaching style throughout this coverage, and as long as his players respond, everything is A-OK. Castro could not get it over as Gamit was right there.
Speaking of Mitch Gamit with that block there, ang bilis ng galawan ito ng CSB pero nakakasabay naman, Anton, ang ating Lady Knights, you know, pagdating sa depensahan. Pero it's really the spikes and the defense at the net which CSB is #1 at in the start of the NCAA season 97.
Umugot na ng malalim sila Coach Mike at Coach Dulay. Si CK Calixto pinasok na para sa Letran. And Kentapa's always dangerous when she's at that service line as well. Letran calls a timeout.
Huwag kayong matin. Huwag tayong matin. Nakaka-score tayo, nakaka-repeat tayo, nakakapalo na.
This is the CSB Lady Blazers in the midst of an 8-0 run. So imagine, Michelle, they were down 5-3. They flipped the switch, and now they're up 10-5.
Iba talaga ang kumpiyansa na meron ngayon ang Lady Blazers, even though it's not their full first six playing right now sa court, pero nakukuha na nila yung consistency na kailangan nila.
LJ Isar. Getting back to the service line para sa mga Letranista. The Vinilians trying to close the show. Here in set number 4. Sayang kasi Letran was already off to a great start, and now Micah Go continues to pummel the Letran side gamit ang kanyang may init na palo.
Ganda ng palo na yun ni Micah Go going down the line, taking advantage na nasa harapan ng setter ng Letran na si Muski na kanyang blocker.
Kunyada, papalo mula sa back row. Micah Go again. Muski gets it in the air. Urmeneta, she's been quiet as of late. Calixto gives up a free ball. Micah Go, drop ball. Melendres. Quick attack para sa rookie na si Ondangan. And CSB now leads Letran 12-6.
Ondangan ang bilis nun, Anton, with that set from Basarte. Great timing talaga ang meron ang setter and spikers ng CSB. Kahit sino pa ang setters na pinasok nila. So, kita mo yung, yan ang makukuha mo sa practice, Anton. Yan yung sinasabing matututunan mo sa practice, hindi sa laro. Yung timing between the setter and her spikers.
Chene Basarte. Tagal-tagal pa itong maglalaro. This is just her rookie season. Here she is, setting it up for Go. Micah Go put CSB on top 13-7 as she steps in for that spike. 15 points in the match for Micah Go to lead all scorers.
6 na ang laman ng ating CSB dito sa fourth set. If they get this set, mga kapuso, it is an end game for them.
Pero may buhay pa dito sa side ng Letran, Michelle. Lalo na pag may Melendres.
Tama, lalo na pag may Castro, and Castro is coming back in. Even just from the service line, malakas din ang serve. You know, kapag gumana ulit ang atake ng Letran, mailalapit nila ang 5-point lead na yun ng CSB.
Micah Go. Oh, what a save right there. Free ball mapupunta sa side ng St. Benilde. Go steps in again.
Yung mga patong and combination plays nila, Anton, parang quick na rin para dito sa koponan ng Lady Blazers. It's very well executed, especially coming from those free balls. Si Micah Go kahit saan pumapalo.
Galing. And she's got 16 points now para sa St. Benilde. Etong kailangan. Urmeneta.
Sabi ni Anton, hindi pa niya daw na babanggit ang pangalan ni Urmeneta dito sa set na ito. Ayan na, nagparamdam. Urmeneta from the opposite side for the Lady Knights.
She has 5 of Letran's 9 points in this set, Michelle. Kasi nung previous set, 2 puntos lang eh ang nakuha ni Urmeneta.
They did finish 11 points in that last set. So, and only 5 attacks. Anton, so 2 doon from Urmeneta. Pero breakout set yun for her and Melendres. Yung second set na naipanalo ng San Juan de Letran.
And an ace from the rookies. Nagpaparamdam itong rookie na si Christy Ondangan dito sa set number 4. And Gabriel will have a report on the Lady Knights when we come back.
Mabilis magbago ang mundo at ang daming naiisip ng tao. Hatid ng Next Now ang latest sa science and technology, maging updated sa groundbreaking inventions.
Hello there.
At mga makabagong solusyon sa pang-araw-araw nating pamumuhay.
Actually creates a huge impact.
Tunghayan ang episodes online dahil sa GMA News and Public Affairs Digital. We show you what's next now.
Are COVID-19 vaccines safe? What is
Sa GTV, mga kapuso, ang lakas ng ulan pero para sa akin, wala pa rin mas lalakas sa paalala ni Assistant Coach Rene Dulay sa kanyang mga players na ibalik ninyo ang sigla ninyo noong second set. Napansin din ni Assistant Coach na parang wala na daw ngumingiti sa kanyang mga players. Kaya naman biniro niya ang mga ito. Wala ba kayong pa-Father's Day dyan? Malamang ang hinihinging Father's Day gift ni Assistant Coach Rene ay yung panalo for today ng ating Letran Lady Knights against the CSB Lady Blazers. Kaya abangan natin kung maibibigay nga ng ating mga players ang regalo na ito sa kanilang mga coaches today. For now, back to you, Anton and Misha.
Well, mahirapan sila sa Father's Day present. Lalo na kung pati yung Avila sa CSB side gumagawa na rin para sa kanyang kupunan.
Putting them at 17 right now, Anton. Kita naman natin, akala ko maiiyak siya dun sa 1 point niya dahil sa celebration, pati ng buong bench at ng coaching staff ng CSB.
And Edma Muski may iniinda. Ngayon naman na left ankle issue. Last time it was a right shoulder issue. So Muski really saddled by injuries this season.
Kita natin medyo umiiga palabas ng court. Estrelier coming in and doing the job right now for the Lady Knights in this fourth set.
Estrelier. Castro. Go with the pass. Back set. Urmeneta. Go. Avila. Talagang binibigay sa kanya. Si Camille Avila. Si Jade talagang pumipwesto sa left side. Right beside the pole.
Nasa antena na nga siya, Anton eh. Kasama ng second referee.
Kanina pa yan eh. Parallel to the net yung style niya eh. Nagtatago ata tong si Jade eh. Oh, that time.
I think she really wants to go to that angle. Pag fast set kasi, madalas nalilate ang gitna. And if you're in the deep cross court, like kung saan siya nagsa-start, which is near the second referee, kukuha niya yung deep cross court angle na kung saan siya nakakapatay kanina.
But that's not usual, right?
It's very unusual because kadalasan ng mga spikers natin nanggagaling sa attack line, going towards the net. Siya nagsa-start mula sa labas eh. So, you know, whatever works for her has been working for the Lady Blazers all throughout this match.
And now Coach Michael Inoferio calls a timeout as this one is slipping away from the Lady Knights.
Pangit, di ba? I-ayos yung...
Okay lang, pasok. Umaandar masyadong set na gano'n, tapos ang bilis. Sabi ko, E1, para makadiskarte siya kung kakabig na ng zone 1. Okay, cross-court. Intindihan? Tulong-tulong tayo.
Tara, receive lang.
Hindi naman natatapos sa ganyan story yan eh. Kaya nyo na ba?
Kaya pa ka! Kaya pa!
It really depends on how bad you want it. And Letran already raced off to another lead. Half of the starters were brought to the bench in the beginning of this set. Actually, si Mondoñedo hindi na nga binalik ni Coach Jerry dito sa set na to eh.
Andiyan na si Basarte, binigyan niya ng full license to lead this Lady Blazers here in this fourth set, Anton. And you know, even with the changes that CSB has in this current set. Kita naman natin, they are still at a 9-point advantage at 19 and 10.
So Gail Pascual has been on the bench in this set, as is Mondoñedo. So talagang nagdadala dito si Go tsaka si Gentapa. Of course, Gamit is also there. Pero talagang binibigyan ng mga opportunities sila Avila. Cuñada underneath the ball on that spike.
Lady Knights asking for a check ball there, but that was above the block, and that spike clearly going outside.
Estrelier popped up by Go. Gentapa cross court. Estrelier hustling to get that ball towards the way of Cuñada. Oh. Well, what happened there? It was like she jumped off a trampoline.
Sa sobrang taas na talon, Anton, parang feeling ko hindi niya na-control yung sarili niya sa bilis nung momentum niya going towards the net. You know, it was a good execution there. You know, she managed to get the ball across, pero yung katawan niya mismo, hindi niya na napigilan.
And it leads to this ace by Cuñada. Bakit mga kondisyon itong mga spikers ng St. Benilde? Tayo ay nagugulat sa kanilang jumping ability. So, looking at the leading scorers, you have Micah Go with 16 and Jade Gentapa with 15. Gentapa set the tone for this match, had 6 points in that first set. Micah Go, though, in this potential closing set, has 6 points. 6 of her 16 scored here. So both players really dominating para kay Coach Jerry.
Palapit na ng palapit ang CSB towards our 25-point mark, but Letran is saying not yet.
Ayaw pang bitawan.
Kapit lang.
Sabi nga ni Coach Rene Dulay, gusto niyo pa ba? Gamit. Just enough to get that ball in.
Basarte managing to recreate yung mga sets ni Mondoñedo at kaya talagang kahit nawala ang kanilang first setter, pareho pa rin ang galaw at timing ng kupunan ng CSB.
And Mitch Gamit gets that one in. 2 puntos na lang ang kailangan ng St. Benilde para makuha itong panalo na to. And their third win in NCAA Season 97, the only unbeaten team remaining in the tournament, but overshoots that one. Itong si Michelle Gamit. Nat Estrelier. Go. Rising and surprising. The Letran defense, Micah Go. Micah Go doesn't do anything too flashy. Just by the book itong mga galaw nitong si Micah Go.
It's really a combination, Anton, ng kanyang technique and power. Tsaka yung sipag niya na lang talaga. Na lahat ng bola pinapasukan niya, even from all angles of the court.
And Avila, what a way to finish! Sayang!
Muntik na yun. I agree with you, Anton. What a way to finish, but she hit the net slightly on that attempt. But you know, I know, Anton, na sa kanya pa rin pupunta yung bola dito sa CSB because they want to give her that confidence now that she's in the front row.
Watch out for Chene Basarte and what she will do This time goes to the rookie middle, Christy Ondangan, who closes the show.
Nanigurado, Anton. Doon na lang kay Ondangan for now.
But you gotta love it. You gotta love how you're trying to build confidence early on in the tournament para habang tumatagal, mas lumalakas. Hindi lang yung first 6, pati yung buong team.
And it's great that Coach Jerry also put in his rookies para bigyan ng kumpiyansa ang kanyang second stringers para sa darating na ibang mga laro. Diba, Anton? You never know kung kailan mo talaga kakailanganin gamitin yung bench.
Lalo na yung ibang mga kupunan dito sa liga, napakalalim ng rotation. So, this concludes our first match in our second week dahil Sunday na ngayon. So, we are officially in our second week of NCAA Season 97 Women's Volleyball, and it concludes with another win for the CSB Lady Blazers. Again, going back to Season 95, they were 7-0 before the tournament was canceled due to the pandemic. And then now, wala pang talo ang CSB. The only team na malinis pa ang kartada 3-0. Mga Letranista naman joining San Beda at the bottom of the team standings with a 0-3 win-loss card.
Benilde losing their first set of the season today against our Letran Lady Knights, Anton. And it's really a different set of pace itong pinapakita at ginagalaw ng ating CSB Lady Blazers. Talagang from their blocking to their attacks, there's not a doubt kung bakit nasa #1 sila in most of the skills here in season 97 of our NCAA. And if they can continue to be consistent and to work hard, it's really a dominating season for our Lady Blazers.
Yep, they want to recreate what they did back in 2015 when the likes of Janelle Cheng, Janine Navarro, and your teammate now, Jeanette Panaga, made history when they won the first ever women's volleyball crown in the NCAA para sa College of St. Benilde. But you know, the difference, as I mentioned earlier, this Benilde team is a title favorite, lalo na dahil sa ginawa nilang pagiging unbeaten nung NCAA season 95.
Tama ka dyan, Anton. Napaka-importante talaga na meron tayong mga ganitong kupunan na napapanood, no? To be able also to set the future for our rookies. Dahil lagi natin binibida yung mga rookies natin dito sa NCAA. Lagi natin sila pinag-uusapan. Each team has their own set of rookies na very talented and rookies to watch out for, not only in this season but for the rest of their career. And I really love watching yung mga breakout games ng ating mga rookies like na nakita rin natin ngayon from our CSB Lady Blazers. Coach Jerry really giving them the time on the court at yung kumpiyansa talaga para maglaro.
At sa aming pagbabalik, we will get to meet and talk to our player of the match. So don't go away. This is our coverage of NCAA Season 97 Women's Volleyball right here on GTV.
Mabilis ang tanong, mabilis ang sagot. Number 1, sinong teammate mo ang mabait?
Si Ate Tin.
Ate Tin, okay. Sinong matakaw?
Si Ate Pachi.
Ba't ka natawa? Natawa siya, okay. Sinong masipag mag-aral?
Si Ate Tin din.
Okay, sinong masipag sa training?
Lahat eh.
Angge, ready ka na ba?
Ready na po.
Sino yung masipag mag-aral?
Masipag mag-aral, si Gail po.
Eh yung masipag naman sa training?
Masipag sa training. Kami po lahat, masipag.
Wow. Eh sino yung pinaka-hikay?
Pinaka-hikay. Si Cloan po.
Nakikipagkulitan Kulitan tayo with Dolly Versosa. Sinong teammate mo ang mabait?
Ang mabait sa amin ay si Yan.
Hindi ikaw.
Hindi ako.
Wow, okay. Sino naman ang matakaw?
Matakaw sa amin si Risa. Grabe. Matakaw talaga.
2 cups of rice.
Oo, gano'n.
Sino naman ang mahilig sa K-drama o kaya naman sa K-pop?
Madami kami. Ako, one of the fan ako. Sila Laika, sila Kia din. Gano'n.
Sino naman yung ligawin sa team niyo?
Ligawin si Corinne.
Yung loyal sa jowa.
Gumawa ng napakaraming puntos, 17 to be exact in this particular victory. Team Captain Micah Go of the St. Benil Lady Blazers. Micah, kamusta naman? CSB, the only unbeaten team ngayon sa ating women's volleyball tournament.
Okay naman po, masaya na wala pa kaming talo, but hopefully may natutunan po kami in this match.
Alam mo, Anton, speaking of may natutunan, yan ang tanong ko kay Micah. You know, Micah, looking at the scoreboard, first, third, and fourth sets, talagang very convincing, no? Yung panalo ng CSB. But that second set against the San Juan Lady Knights, you were the only first stringer na naiwan sa loob ng court. Ano yung naramdaman mo playing with your rookies, with your bench, and ano yung natutunan mo dun sa set na yun?
Kasi it's normal naman po na, syempre sa team, kapag may times na nada-down po, right? Like, nasa baba po kaming lahat. So, what's important naman is kung paano po kami mag-recover. So, in this match, so yun po yung kailangan namin matutunan, which is kung paano kami mag-recover sa mga times na wala kami sa sarili namin. So, ganun po.
Michelle, I just want to point out kasi tayong tatlo, laking tough tayo Kasi lahat tayo alumno, kami ni di ba? Hail alma mater. Michelle Gumao, of course, won many championships for LaSalle. I'm a LaSalle alumnus, and now, Micah Go is trying to bring back that winning tradition dito sa CSB side. Ano ba yung kinakain nyo ngayon sa TAF nowadays? At sobrang ganda ng pinapakita nyo, lalo na sa season 95, 7-0. Baka nag-champion kayo. Who knows if ever that tournament was not canceled. What makes this team so great? And for the first time in a long time, title favorites yung CSB Lady Blazers.
Siguro po, mindset. Yung depende kung paano mag-isip yung team. So, yun po yung maganda sa team namin ngayon, which is yung pareho po kami mag-isip right now, and yung sana po yung pagiging consistent.
Tama. I agree with you, Micah. Alam mo, consistency yung talagang sinasabi ko kay Anton na nakikita ko sa koponan ng Lady Blazers for this season 97. Pero gusto ko sagutin mo yung question ni Anton. Ano kinakain nyo sa TAF ngayon? Kasi alam mo, gutom na rin ako. And nakakamiss Gusto kong bumalik ng TAF. Anong favorite na kainin mo ngayon sa malapit sa school?
Hindi po alam kasi naka-bubble po kami. So,
so lahat ng food nyo nasa loob ng dorm?
Yes, hinahatad lang po.
Oh my gosh!
So ano yung mga power snack? Ano yung power snack nyo ngayon? Kahit naka-bubble?
Puro pasta. Yeah, puro pasta.
Talagang I'm really trying to find the secret sauce or the secret...
Hindi kasi ako, namimiss ko na rin talaga kumain sa TAF, no? Ang dami-daming mga pwedeng kainan. And I'm sure as we move forward, makakalabas na rin kayo, hopefully, ng bubble. Any final words, greetings? Happy Father's Day kay Anton. Joke lang sa inyong mga fathers.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all dads out there. So, especially to my dad, my lolos. And ayun, hello po to everyone who watched and supported us. And thank you po. Ayun.
All right. Congratulations to Team Captain Micah Go and the CSB Lady Blazers. Now let's go down to Sofia Rodelas, who's at courtside.
Maraming salamat, Anton. Talagang parang nagugutom din ako sa mga usapan niyo dyan ngayon. Pero right now here, kasama ko ang one of the CSB players na si Corinne. Kamusta, Corinne? How does it feel coming to a winning game?
Masaya po dahil 3-0 na yung standing namin. Pero at the same time, medyo sad din ako kasi hindi magandang performance yung napakita ko.
Talaga namang mataas yung ina-expect natin. No? Pero right now, nag-prepare ang ating team ng mga photos. At tatanungin ka namin kung ano nga ba ang meaning ng mga photos na ito. Okay, for our first photo out there. Ayan. Ano tong photos na to? Anong ibig sabihin na to? Fashion statement ba to? What does this mean?
Ito nung time nung meron akong bad month. And then, umalis kami ng family ko. Nag-outing kami, nag-check-in kami sa hotel sa Laguna. And nag-celebrate din ng engagement party ng auntie ko. So, biglaan lang yung photo na yan. Wala akong pinaghandaan. kung ano lang masuot ko, yun yung sinusuot ko. And then, nagpicture lang ako. Hindi ko expect na may maayos pala na picture. And then, pinost ko.
Ayun, pinost nyo talagang hashtag, no? Hashtag biglaan. Pero let's go to another photo. Kung ano nga ba? Tingnan natin. Photo from her Instagram. Now this. Sino ba tong mga kasama mo? And what happened during this photo?
This was nung high school ako. Andyan si Christy Ondangan, si Chinay Basarte. Teammates ko sila since high school. Kasama sila Micah Go, Cloan Sibea, Angelica Mondehar, and yung iba pa. Nag-tripit po kami niyan sa league po nung HS. LSMS yung tawag. We won against HRC po. HRC. Ayan.
Talaga naman napaka-memorable nitong photo nyo. Parang kasama pa yata yung mga medals nyo during that time. Now, let's go to the third photo. Talagang ang dami nating kinuha, no? Parang galing sa IG ni Corinne. Now, let's go here. Wow! Medyo flower girl ka dito. Anong ibig sabihin? When did you take this photo at anong meaning?
Ano po? After game po yan sa Milo. Tapos kasama ko rin po yung mom ko nag-set siya ng kainan sa bahay namin since yung bahay namin malapit lang siya sa venue nung game. And then, in-invite yung teammates ko sa bahay para kumain. Kumain doon and yun, nag-picture taking kami. Mema lang din po yung photo na yan.
Ito ba mga teammates mo, may picture din yan sa mga bulaklakan na field na yan?
Yes po, marami silang photos.
Ano, kailangan natin mahanap yan, no? Pero bago ang lahat, meron ka bang gusto batiin right at your home? Mga Happy Father's Day natin out there or your family watching?
Hello po sa family ko sa Laguna, kay Wesley, kay nanay, kay tatay. Happy Father's Day, Daddy and tatay, lolo. Mahal na mahal ko kayong lahat. Yun lang.
Wow naman, these photos can mean so much. Talaga naman napakasaya nitong segment na ito. Pero bago ang lahat, balik muna sa inyo, Anton at Michelle.
Alam mo, Michelle, yung Instagram mo dapat yung scroll down para balikan yung mga throwback photos.
Ang hirap ng mga throwback. Minsan parang na cringe-worthy yung mga pictures na pinost natin ng kabataan days natin, Anton eh.
Yeah, why did I post that?
Pero puro pagkain yung akin dati. Lahat na kinakain ko, pinopost ko eh. Alam mo yung time na yun, no? Talagang lahat ng bawat kainin mo, ipapost mo sa Instagram.
Ngayon, napakahirap na mag-post kasi ang dami ng kaartehan. Sorry pero ako kasi
very curated.
I cannot keep up anymore with all these reels, but that's why we leave it to the kids and the student athletes.
The next generation.
So ito yung ating match summary at talagang dinomina ng CSB itong laban na to, lalo na with the attacks. They are the #1 spiking team in the league as well as other departments.
And as well as blocking as well and setting. At yun talaga yung nagiging rason kung bakit nasa-set apart ang CSB from all the other teams in the NCAA. That's why they are still undefeated. Is because yung connection ng setter and ng spikers nila is very evident. Na praktisado na talaga. Kaya naman yung mga attacks nila is most of the time successful. Pero something to commend about the performance of the Lady Knights after that second set win is their errors, Anton. This is their set na sumabay sila sa mababang errors ng CSB with a 4-set match. They only had 23 errors. So that's also a big thing to celebrate for na na-control nila yon, na nakasabay naman sila in terms of blocking and digging. Sa atake na lang talaga, nasabi natin from the very start, they really have to find those winning points for their team.
Yeah, the errors, you mentioned it para sa CSB. It's gonna be very hard to beat them. Lalo na ngayon, pati yung players ng second unit nagkakaroon na ng kumpiyansa at nabibigyan ng pagkakataon. And we're under the bright lights here at the Paco Arena, being watched worldwide and around the Philippines via GTV and GMA Network International. So grabe yung exposure para sa mga batang to. Speaking of exposure, bigyan naman natin ng exposure si Queen Salmon, however you want to say it, basta masarap yan. Ayon kay Michelle Gumabaw, punta natin si Ann Gabriel.
Yes, Anton. Speaking of exposure, parang grabe din yung exposure ko today sa tangkad ko, sa pwesto ko today against Queenie. Pero kasama na nga natin ng isa pa sa mga Lady Blazers na nagpakitang gila sa araw na ito. Hi, Queenie!
Hello!
Hello, kamusta naman? Anong pakiramdam na ang CSB Lady Blazers nasa tuktok ng ating standing so far dito sa Season 97?
Of course, we're really happy that we are now here. It's what we've been practicing for, but eventually we only focus one game at a time. So we're still far from where we gonna achieve.
Yes, and syempre speaking of happiness, magpaka-happy naman tayo while playing a short game. Tulad lamang kanina, meron tayong 3 pictures coming from your Instagram na ipapakita namin sa'yo. And kwento mo naman sa amin, ano bang story behind those pictures? Okay lang ba yun?
Sure.
Alright, let's start! Ano ba yung first picture na yan from your Instagram? Wow! So nakikita natin may cake ang hawak, naka-sleeveless, kita balikat. Ano bang meron sa picture na yan?
Oh, that picture, I celebrated my 23rd birthday. That was last year. I celebrated it in Davao.
Wow, what a celebration! Mukhang happy na happy ka during
Of
that
course,
day,
yes.
diba? Alright, let's move on to our second picture. Wow, so we can see something creative and artistic here. Parang ano ba to? Lavender ba tong bulaklak na to sa bandang face mo, Queenie?
Yeah, it's a decorative flower that we use for editorial shoot that I had before. It was just late last year.
Wow, so aside from being a volleyball player, mukhang model din ang ating Lady Blazer na si Queenie. Kamusta naman yung modeling experience mo for that day? Talaga bang madami bang nagsabi, uy, what if maging kapuso artist ka na?
Oh, not really a lot. We just had that shoot with creative friends, so it was a collaborative shoot lang. It's not something
just
that
a friendly photo shoot. Pero feeling ko next, nasa Asia's Next Top Model ka na. Pero for now, tingnan naman natin yung third picture mo. Ano naman kayang pagka-creative ng post mo na ito? Wow! Very model talaga ang peg mo sa iyong Instagram. We can see a tube top, naka-skirt ka pa, and very poised itong si Queenie. Ano naman yung kwento mo dyan?
I actually had that picture taken last February, I think, with my cousins. We went out for a coffee date.
Ooh, coffee date. Alam mo, usong-uso yan ngayon, especially ang lamig ng panahon, umuulan. Ano ba ang favorite coffee? Ang go-to coffee nitong si Queenie?
Oh, I like sweet caramel coffee.
Ooh, sweet caramel. Ano ba? Iced coffee ba yan? Hot coffee?
I usually go with iced.
Iced coffee. So kung gusto po ninyong magandang performance ng laro ninyo, iced coffee is the key. And for now, balik muna sa inyo dyan, Anton and Michelle.
Queen Things. Hashtag Queen Things.
As a model, Anton. Para ba yung posing mo as a model?
No, that's you. That's your department. Pero may naalala kong post mo dati. Naalala mo nung nag-host tayo ng volleyball sa Boracay, tapos sumakay tayo ng jet ski.
Yes!
And we almost died.
Ikaw yung nag-drive doon, hindi ka mo akong patayin.
That's an exaggeration. Pero yun hindi kami masyadong well, si Michelle lang, pero may variety yung mga post ni Michelle, may mga ganon, yung mga dangerous activities, mga pagkain.
Yung pagmamotor ko ngayon. Iba-iba eh.
So tuloy-tuloy po tayo dito sa NCAA as we take a look at team standings. As I mentioned earlier, we're entering week 2 now, and CSB is the only team that remains unbeaten dito sa ating torneo.
And we have 5 teams who are at 2-1. We have JRU, we have San Sebastian, Lyceum, Arellano, and Mapua. Perpetual is at 1-1, and the teams that are still yet to find their first win are AYAC, Letran, and the San Beda Lady Red Spikers.
Okay, Sofia Rodelas is downstairs right now at courtside with the rookie middle blocker that closed the show, si Christy Ondangan. Let's go to them right now.
Tama ka dyan, Anton. Right now, kasama ko nga si Christino, pero naglalaro ulit kami ng isa pang laro na titignan namin ang mga photos, kung ano nga ba ang mga pinopost niyo online. Alam mo, kanina pa to kinakabahan si Christy kung ano nga ba ang mga tinignan natin. Oh. Pero tingnan muna natin kung anong photo para naman mawala yung kanyang kaba. Ay! Di ba sabi ko, hindi naman masyado selfie, di ba? Anong meaning ng photo na to para sa'yo?
Ayun po yung time na pabalik na po kami dito, magbababol na po. Yun lang po, wala namang
Medyo senti ka ba nito nung pinicturean mo to? May mga music ka ba na pinapakinggan nung pinicturean
wala
mo to?
po. As in, tinitingnan ko lang po kasi yung labas. Ang ganda po kasi ng view pag nasa taas ka na.
Talaga namang nature lover to si Christy, no? Nature lover ka ba?
Opo.
Wow, talaga naman. Now, let's go to another photo na inihanda namin. Ayan.
Yan po yung Shakey's League po namin dati.
Natatanda mo pa ba kung anong sinasabi sa inyo during this huddle?
Yun na po, matagal na po.
Mga ilang taon na to?
Mga 2017 or 18.
2017, ang tagal na. Mahilig ka ba talaga mag-post sa Instagram?
Hindi po.
Hindi. Kaya talaga namang...
Konti lang po yung sa IG. Hindi po masyado ma-post.
Puro landscape,
Opo,
mga team photos, mga ganun lang, no? Pero during nung naglaro ka this time, anong feeling o ano nararamdaman mo nung tinake mo yung photo na yon?
Ay, hindi po ako yung nag-take ng photo.
Ikaw lang yung nandun.
Opo.
Pero ano yung mindset mo during the time na nandun ka sa huddle na yon?
Focus lang po sa laro din.
Talagang focus. Pero ngayon, since pupunta na tayo sa pahuling part ng ating segment for today, now let's see the third photo right here. Ay, talaga namang nature lover to si Christina. Hindi ko naman expect na ultimate nature lover pala talaga siya. Pero what were you thinking when you took this photo?
Wala po. As in,
No
ano po
success
kasi,
empty.
paborito ko po kasi yung mga sunset. Pag nakikita ko yung sobrang ganda, mahilig ako magtitake ng picture ng mga ganon. Tapos yun.
Ano ka ba? Mahilig ka ba sa beach? Sea lover ka ba? Talagang mahilig ka sa beach? Kailan ka huling pumuntang beach?
Bago pumunta dito.
Bago kayo mag-bubble, no? Kaya, pero bago ang lahat, siguro naman, pag sabihin na nating beach, siguro pati yung mga pamilya mo gusto mo isama, no? Kung meron ka man gusto batiin at home, sabihin mo na ngayon kung nanonood ng iyong dad or mom live, batiin mo na sila.
Ay po, binabati ko po yung family ko po sa Cotabato, pati mga friends ko po. Yun lang.
Ay, meron ka bang gustong batiin ng Happy Father's Day or anything?
Ay, Happy Father's Day po. Happy Father's Day po sa tatay ko.
Yan, no? Happy Father's Day daw talaga naman, tunay na pagmamahal.
Pati na din po sa lahat ng mga tatay mo.
Yan, tunay na pagmamahal sa nature at kanyang tatay. Pero yun na lang muna here. Balik muna sa inyo, Anton at Michelle.
You really see the personality of each person by what he or she posts on the gram, no?
Totoo. And nakikita mo rin talaga kung ano yung mga hilig nila. But you know, I always say, as an influencer, joke lang. Don't believe or don't just think about that person about what you see on social media. So yung pagkatao, yung kung sino siya, hindi lang yun at yun ang meron sa social media. Like yung mga players natin, di ba? There's much more to them than what's on the gram.
Exactly. Like I'd like to believe that what you see on the gram does not tell the whole story. It's what you don't see on the gram. Yun talaga yung tunay na pagkatao.
Yung tunay na buhay.
Oo, yun. The best things in life are not seen online.
Because you're busy enjoying them.
So, we will continue to enjoy itong NCAA Season 97. Coverage on GTV as always and everywhere on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So Tuesday, EAC will take on Perpetual. Coverage begins at 12 noon, and then after that, LPU will take on the Arellano Lady Chiefs, who will look to bounce back after suffering that defeat against the San Sebastian College Recoletos Lady Stags. Okay, since we are at the end of our coverage, I'm going to start. Happy birthday to my dad. Ikaw naman.
Happy Father's Day to my dad and to all the dads out there na hindi pa po kasama si Anton. Ikaklaro lang po namin. But thank you so much to everyone. You know, Anton, I really encourage lahat ng mga kapuso natin, everybody who loves and enjoys watching volleyball. Dito po sa NCAA Season 97, malaking bagay yung manood sa Paco Arena because they witness live our volleyball action, and it's so fun to watch the matchups between all of our NCAA teams.
Lalo na kung humaba yung mga matches. Pag nandito si Michelle Gumabaw, that is almost a guarantee. We went 4 sets today, but partner, as always, a pleasure to work with you. And
thank you.
We're so blessed and lucky to have you here sa ating coverage. For Michelle Gumabaw, Sofia Rodelas, and Gabriel, and all of us here from GMA, ako po si Anton Rojas. Ayan na. Simulan na natin ang ating Father's Day celebration. And we will see you all again on Tuesday sa pagpapatuloy ng NCAA Season 97. Dito lang sa GTV as we are stronger together at buo ang puso.
With the NCAA.